Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Diamond Digest 2021 Major League Draft Watch Along. I'm here with the esteemed Callie, the legendary Ethan. I'm, of course, M. Carson. The three of us will be here. This was entirely off the top of my head right now. We did not talk about an introduction. Don't know how I'm going to end this, but I'm very excited to get this going. Ethan, I'm very glad that you were on so we can capture your live reaction. You did mention previously that you knew the pick was leaked. So, save the takes, save the emotions, let it stew, let it fester.
Okay. I acted in high school, so I can.
There we go. Ethan acts happy now watching Pirates games, so he's continuing his proud acting career.
Hey, they came back 5-0 down in the first inning to beat the Mets today.
There you go.
It was a good time.
Is it bad that I think for the rest of my life, the Marlins, the Mets could win 105 games and I'd be frauds?
Yeah,
I don't believe
that's
it.
Fair.
I'm the exact opposite when it comes to the Mets. I always put too much faith in them. They always have such promising players that never seem to perform to their abilities.
Well, and that's my problem is I feel like every year it's ESPN, the magazine, is who's going to be in the World Series? And they're like, Yankees, Mets. And I'm like, Tell me East Coast bias exists in journalism without telling me. And then every year the Mets manage to bumble their way to 84 and 78. And you're like, this, yep. I'm like, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
I still thought the Braves were going to win the East up until Acuna got hurt last night.
That was
the final dagger,
man. That was also real quick. We'll give a brief shame on the Marlins for posting. I understand
that tweet was so bad.
I understand that Jazz
it was
Chisholm.
So bad.
We love Jazz Chisholm. We love an inside the park home run. However, when that is accompanied with the loss of one of our favorite, most electrifying players in the league. Oh, good Lord, Garrett Cole's on our television right now. You don't tweet about that. You maybe just take a page out of the Diamondbacks book, and when something goes wrong, you don't say exactly what happened. For those,
did you see the Diamondbacks tweet after the game last night?
That's exactly what I was referring to. The Diamondbacks.
Y'all know where to find the score. Have a good night.
Hey, listen. I know we don't giving any credit to Cardinals fans ever, but watching Pujols absolutely oh man, I've said this before, but I'm I want him to hit 700 so bad that the Dodgers need to do this so that position players can just be listen, I'm going to put one about 40 right down the middle. Just tee off, because that second home run that he hit was just obliterated. Oh my God, are they going to take the catcher? No, they won't. They won't take Henry Davis. That'd be really funny, though.
Yeah.
It would be funny, wouldn't it?
Our friend...
No, Ethan, what?
Who did they take?
They took Henry Davis. I literally said
it's Henry Davis. They did it.
God.
They did it.
Ethan, I swear to God, I didn't know. I did not know. Holy cow.
Wow.
What?
That's really funny.
Listen. Ethan, I want your thoughts because you know I'm an O'Neal Cruz believer. But I thought they were going to take a pitcher. Walk me through. So Jacob Stallings is just a no-go for you as the Pirates catcher of the future?
The Pirate Parrots there, my lord. Okay. I was always against drafting for need with this pick. Because it's the baseball draft. It's not like any other sport. You can't do that. And I knew that Ben Cherington was not going to do that. Even though the Pirates' biggest need, at least depth-wise in the organization, is by far catcher. There's very little catching depth in the minor leagues.
In general, not just the Pirates. It's a very shallow position, yeah.
Right, but the Pirates especially is pretty bad. So the fact that they still went Davis here leads me to believe that the Pirates really think he's that good of a hitter.
Okay.
I mean, Henry Davis is not a bad pick. He has immense upside with his hit tool and, of course, being a catcher. Stuff like that's rare to come by. He's reminiscent of Tyler Soderstrom from last year's draft, except without...
Ooh, I like that. I like that comp. That's a good comp.
But without really the defensive worries and a bit more of a track record being from Louisville and not high school.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there was such an aversion to drafting catchers so high, I think, for the longest time. And I think that Rushman really sort of breaking that barrier, I think is something that I don't know. I think it's just noteworthy because I think a lot of the times we've seen we're so willing to shoot high school arms for pitching and high school shortstops. And so I find it interesting that college catching appears to be this next wave of like, you let a guy develop in college, play some really solid defense, prove he can absolutely rake, which is what Henry Davis did. And like really, really lock down, like you mentioned, Ethan, like it's the shallowest position that exists. So I'm a little shocked they took someone this old, only because I know their plan is, it's a 4 or 5 year plan. So, I mean, maybe he's going to be the guy that helps sell some tickets while they're still trying to, get back to playing Stargell Star baseball.
Right.
There you go. Come on now. I got an uncle that's a Pirates fan. I got a little bit of the lingo down. All right.
You really want me to give you props for knowing that Willie Stargell wore the stars on his hat? Is that what we're doing?
No, but that's what that is like maybe top like 5 like traditions in baseball history that I love. It's so cool. I don't think there's anything can go wrong there. Yeah. Is Marcelo Mayer really gonna go to Texas?
I thought for sure it was gonna be Mayer here. I'm really surprised
I'll be honest.
it wasn't.
I'll be honest. Actually, you know what? I'll ask the two of you guys. Rank me Mayer, Lawler, Watson. Give me your top. How would you rank them?
Mayer, Watson, Lawler.
Okay.
I'm high on Watson.
Being an A's fan, I haven't really paid much attention to the top talent in the draft because we're drafting in the 20s. So
yeah.
But I mean,
Mayer, we'll flex where we pick.
Mayer, I really just don't know how you can go. I'm trying to think of the right way to phrase this because I don't want to disrespect any of the other players because they're all obviously extremely talented.
No, of course.
All obviously good picks. It's just that Mayer just seems to have just a little bit more in everything. Well, he just seems to have a little bit more that pushes him over the edge.
Yeah, I think for me, I think Lawler and Watson are like fairly similar. Wait, excuse me. As a Tigers fan, is it a problem that I'm this nervous about the draft? Benny, I don't think that. I think you have a right to be nervous. I think any team that picks top 5, or in this draft, maybe even actually I take that back. I think if you pick like top 10 in this draft, you've got a right because it could come down to like. I think it's honestly, Ethan, maybe it's the reason why, as Henry Davis has been, kind of climbing up the board a lot. And I think the Pirates maybe thought, oh God, we don't, if we're going to get a guy who has the same offensive production, if we were to draft one of the shortstops, but one plays catcher and one plays shortstop, we should probably take the guy that plays, maybe a little bit more of an important defensive position. So no, Benny, I don't think that you're out of there. Personally, for the biased reason of I'm around the same height as Khalil Watson. Khalil Watson's my guy. All right. He's 5'8", 175 pounds, soaking wet. He's got a great left-handed swing. I love his run tool. I think that with the way that baseball is trending, we're obviously looking for a lot more contact oriented. And I think that we're looking at, there's a little bit of limiting home runs and things like that. And I think that Watson's gap tool is, in my opinion, second to none. And when you got a guy like that plays really solid defense, that can get those doubles, triples, that's the kind of guy that you want, hitting leadoff for you. That's going to get on base, get those extra base hits, and allow you to have those guys later in the order that are power hitters, that are home runs, to get runs in bunches. And also, like I said, with that run tool, we're looking at, we've experimented a little bit with rule changes with, hold on.
Watch this be Kumar.
I think it will be. I think it will be. Are we going to go 2 for 2 in predicting? Oh, they took Leiter. All right.
I thought, that's a big surprise to me.
All right. Are we locking in Rocker at 4 then? Because
yes.
I know Boston is in love with the Vandy boys.
Yeah, I thought I was really confident in Leiter to Boston just based on the rumors that he was
never going to go past Boston. If he was going to go
100%.
that was absolutely going to happen.
Kelly, I know you mentioned earlier you're a Hogs fan. I watched Leiter obviously a little bit here and there, like when I had some time. But did you watch Leiter maybe like a little bit more? Like what? Or were you?
I saw that we lit him up.
There you go. So you've seen him on an off night. Do you think that it's stuff that can get worked out like through the minor leagues where he really can live up to this 1-2 selection?
Really, I always thought that Leiter was going to be an extremely good pick no matter what. I always thought he was going to be better than Rocker because, in my opinion, if you have a good fastball and good control, your secondary stuff is going to play up. And while Leiter might not have the secondary stuff that Kumar does, I think that he will end up being better because of that control and superior fastball. I
think Leiter's got a plus curveball though right now. I agree with you. I think he's got a plus fastball, but if he can develop that curveball, I think that's going to be. I mean, look at that, 179 strikeouts. Goodness gracious, hilarious! He tied Kumar exactly as well. But no, the point that I was making earlier is what I like about Watson is I think that gap power is going to really play well because in the minor leagues, obviously, they're experimenting with limiting pickoffs, and I think it's going to be harder to police stolen bases, which will incentivize it. And having a guy like Watson with that run tool can just cause problems at the top of a lineup. Even if you're just using it as a decoy, not really trying to steal bases. I don't know. I'm big Khalil Watson guy. I like watching him. I've liked watching him play from what I've seen.
But I think that MLB is going to start to really slow down or even go back on some of their rule changes. I think that with the 7-inning doubleheaders and runner on second rule being added, I think that we've become more open or more expectant of the idea of MLB implementing rule changes. But there are rumors of MLB going back to 9-inning doubleheaders, and I do think that it's likely that Rob Manfred slows his roll on some of the rule changes that were brought in because of the pandemic or implemented in the pandemic.
Well, let me ask you guys, because I've seen a little bit of discourse from the more sabermetrically inclined friends on the internet, and I want to get your guys' thoughts. I understand from the player's perspective that 7-inning doubleheaders are better. But I also hate runner on second. So
that's the absolute worst. Absolute worst.
I was gonna say because
I hate it with my entire heart.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, Mike, because I would, if I had to pick one or the other, like Manfred's got my hand right over the hot stove come December, and I have to choose one or the other. I will begrudgingly take a 7-inning doubleheader, knowing it's better for players. But man, the runner on second rule kills me because if as a reliever you can get a ground out to second base and a fly out. And you've now taken the loss and you've lost your team the game. And it's like, I got 2 outs. I got soft contact both times. Are we really going to commercial with the pick in for Detroit?
I mean, it's ESPN. What do you expect?
Scott Bentley having a fit right now.
Yeah.
This has to be Mayor, right? It has to be.
Unless, what's funny is I didn't know if this was bait or not, but I saw Scott, for those of you who don't know, Scott Bentley, writer here for Diamond Digest, on camera talent, Scott Bentley, the immortal. I'm not trying to degrade him.
Scott
Personality, Bentley. Yeah. Now we sound like wine moms, shit talking one of our son's friends. Yeah, he's a character, No, I saw him say I genuinely believe Willie Castro's the future. So I don't know if he was serious in that, but I agree with you. If they don't take. I mean, because they don't need pitching. Because I'm like, Rocker is there. Rocker's right there, but I mean, unless they think that Rocker. Well, let me think. I mean, Manning, Skubal, Mize. I mean, did they think that Rocker would be take the role of being a 4? Well, actually, you'd probably 3. I think Rocker's ceiling is maybe around Mize and Manning, right? This is why we need Scott on. He knows a lot more about the Tigers system in depth than I do. I don't know. Farm system ranked 3rd. Draft Tennessee. Yeah, they love power arms, which is why farm system does say next wave of pitchers, according to Kylie.
But Kumar isn't really a power arm. The big appeal with him is his secondary stuff. That big slider, that 70 grade slider.
I think he can add strength though. Like I think Rocker could still add some velo because people like to like really befuddle college pitching because their velo can waver so much, and I really think it's because it's just such high pitch counts. Like you can't expect someone to sit 94. Like look at what happened to Johan Santana when he no hit the Cardinals. Like he threw 149 pitches, his arm about fell off. Like that. I don't know. Lawler, Mayer, Watson, House. That's nuts. That like top 5 is just like all shortstop.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
We could be blessed, man. I hope. We have Tatis up right now, Seager, Correa, Story. If those guys can come up while those fellows are still swinging some hot sticks, that'd be a crazy era of talented shortstops. O'Neal Cruz as well. Sorry, Ethan. Let me make sure
Going back,
it's Leo over Piguero, actually. But
oh, okay. All right.
I'll let it go.
Is Cruz? I've seen Cruz. It's funny. I'm gonna use OOTP as my reference right now, but in OOTP they always move him to first. Are they giving him reps at first?
He has not gotten reps at first. He has gotten reps in the outfield.
Outfield. Okay. Okay.
He played a little bit of center field in spring training.
Center. I was gonna say he's big.
Yeah, I think right field is more likely, especially because of his arm.
I was gonna say center,
and that's another reason why I don't think he's gonna go to first is because his arm is his best tool.
Mm-hmm.
But
Callie, I promise we'll get back to the point you're about to make. But the Tigers pick is in.
Yeah.
It's got to be Mayer, right?
It better be.
It has to be.
Oh no! Oh no! They fumbled it. The Tigers did. What I thought the Pirates were gonna do. The Tigers did what I thought the Pirates. Do they know something we don't? Do they know something we don't about these shortstops? Like,
I'm so frustrated. My stream is behind.
I'm sorry, it's Jackson Jobe.
Oh wow!
So for those of you, that first of all, shame on you if you did not hear me talk about this on This Week in Baseball. But we were talking about the draft. I think it was 2 weeks ago at this point.
2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3, yeah. And I said that I think that Jackson Jobe is going to go. I thought he was going to go first because I said he's a guy you can get for under slot value, and he is someone that I think in my opinion. I think he's the best talent in this draft. He's really, really good. If you guys want me to use some like boomer reasons why I love him, he wears stirrups, which is a great look. If you wear high socks, I bump up your overall 2080 grade by 5, like no matter what. I am a huge fan of Jackson Jobe, but I am shocked at this pick right now. They must really believe in their depth at shortstop. I'm now going to go to their top 30 prospects by position. And I will, Callie, I feel so bad. We've been running roughshod over you for the last like 2 minutes. You've been trying to get out a point. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think concerns over velocity should be less overstated or become less of a thing these days, simply because there are examples of prospects getting more velocity as they rise to the minors, as they hit those professional player development systems. The most obvious example being Reed Detmers for the Angels.
That's valid.
And I mean, Detmers, he's not far off from Kumar. The big reason people liked him was because of the secondary stuff. Although Detmers had better control.
So real quick, looking at Tigers top 30, I'm just using MLB pipeline here, so we have like a little continuity for tonight. They do have 6 guys in their top 30 listed at shortstop. However, the highest is 12th, and he's 17. He's in rookie ball right now. So, Tyler, hello.
What's up, guys?
Welcome.
That Tigers pick. I made my dark horse call saying I thought the Pirates were going to pull this Jackson Jobe card. Did not think the Tigers would with every single shortstop on the board. I was just about to say that I have concerns that Zach Short or the other 5 gentlemen they've got in their top 30 aren't as good by a decent margin as any of the 4 guys they could have taken. But I will cede the floor to you for your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't expecting Jobe to go here, especially with Meyer still on the board at 3, because Detroit coveted Marcelo Meyer all spring, basically. And the Meyer fall is going to stop right here at Boston. I'm going to put that out there. I know it's not been announced.
For sure?
That's coming from the reports on Twitter from multiple people. So
Shane Bloom is in Tyler Jennings' phone right now, telling him who's going in for it, just for us.
He's got the DM.
Exactly. But it was. I mean, we knew Detroit coveted Job. Alavila's been out there multiple times to see him this spring. There was some worry with me. It was like, well, Joe probably falls out of top 10 if we hit the conventional, Mm-hmm. Meyer goes 1, Leiter obviously going 2. I don't think that anyone's going to lay off of that for a while. But yeah, this makes it interesting. Baltimore is going to be in a weird situation now, mainly because we all think they're going to go underslot, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Is they're going to go underslot for maybe like Khalil Watson, maybe.
Who I love Khalil Watson. I hope they do.
I am the leader of the Khalil Watson fan club. First off,
then I would love to apply to be vice president. Then, if that's the case, I will gladly take a VP role in that spot.
Approved. You're already there.
Oh, hey, I appreciate that. Where do you think Rocker falls then? Actually, well, hold on. Let's see what the pick is here. Rob needs to shave that head, man. That headline's too far away. Marcelo Mayer, it is. All right, yeah, there you go. So where do you think Rocker falls then? Because I know that our good friend of Diamond Digest / incredible content creator Christian has been jokingly praying that Rocker falls to was it 9 the Angels pick at, right?
Yeah,
it's 9.
Where do you think Rocker gets taken? Do you think because Arizona has a long history of trading away pitchers that end up becoming really good, so clearly they have an eye for drafting them. But where do you think Rocker gets picked?
Arizona's a place that I've heard that he's been linked to Royals as well. I mean, he fits the Royals MO in terms of like a big conference college pitcher that has succeeded very well. Mm-hmm. Because you could bring up Brady Singer, Jackson Kowar from a couple years ago, are guys that really fit that mold for them.
Yeah, it's
but there's part of me still thinks that maybe he falls outside the top 10 because there was some times this season where he was a rough watch. That's about the way I could put it. Is there's times his command wasn't good. The fastball shape is not as good as it was 2 years ago. He switched the arm slots a little bit, which we kind of looked through video from the spring. So I wouldn't be shocked if he falls past the Angels. He might be a Nationals pick. Who knows? I know Matthew Penn might be excited for that.
I hit cursed name. No. Yeah, Tyler, my biggest thing was with Rocker is because I was a great point. I was about to mention arm slot. I think that, and we've also noticed with film on him that later into games when he regresses in terms of his talent and stuff, that arm slot changes and it kind of tips a little bit. He's not tipping pitches, but the arm slot, they can tell that he's getting tired. So that was the biggest thing for me is if he just can find a way to find an arm slot he's comfortable at consistently that he can maintain deep into games, that's going to be something that is going to carry him as he goes forward.
Yeah, and Arizona would definitely, they're more of a progressive organization.
True.
They could definitely be the team that could fix our arm slot, make it more consistent. I mean, we're still looking at a 70 grade, curveball. He calls it a slider. It's a curveball. It's got more of that shape. It's in that more velo band of a curveball. And he got that cutter / slider, he likes to call it. And then, of course, he's been working on changeup. I mean, if he stays with Arizona, I feel like that's a team that will definitely help him out long term. But like you mentioned, they have a knack for trading away good arms like that, and then they just blossom elsewhere.
Which is nuts. They trade away guys that debut and pitch well, and then still trade them away. That's the shocking part for me. And then they trade four. Shout out, hey, listen, all love to Shelby Miller, but my God,
it's still one of the worst trades in recent memory. It's
terrible.
Not going to change.
Yeah, I remember being terrified. I was like, we got 1 season of Jason Hayward for Shelby Miller. And then I was like, we got 1 season of Jason Hayward for Shelby Miller. And that's when Jason Hayward hit 290. Oh, no. Yeah. Callie, I saw you going fall to the A's.
Yeah.
Kumar to the Dodgers. Next Bueller says Estavo.
That would be a heck of a fall.
I was going to say, I'm like, who was it? Somebody here, someone wrote a really great piece that mocked up what trading draft picks could look like for us. And it was a really good article. Who wrote that? I feel so bad. It was very good. Unnamed
I can
person.
look it up.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Unnamed person currently that wrote that article. It was fantastic. Maybe in the next, is that negotiable in the next CBA this offseason?
Trade picks? Definitely. No matter what.
But is a
Ryan
I didn't know if
wrote the
it
article.
who did?
Ryan Riffborough.
Ryan, it was a great article. I appreciate that. I just didn't know, Tyler, because technically the guys that would argue for that are guys that like would get drafted and stuff, and they're technically not part of the MLB Players Association yet.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting CBA talks this year. I mean, I want to say last CBA talks they went nearly right down to the wire.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It wouldn't shock me. Also, just going to put this out there while we got the time. Colton Cowser to the Orioles at 5. It will be under.
I called that one.
You did. What? Oh, dang! I remember seeing stuff in mocks about Henry Davis getting taken by Baltimore. Someone wrote a mock draft with that, and I'm like, I would be livid if I were Adley Rushman. I live like, what am I, chopped liver? Like, that guy's me. Like this, the Soldier Boy clip where he's like, he stole my whole flow, word for word, bar for bar. I'm like, I'd have been so angry.
Yeah, no. I mean, they would be following the Joey Bart, Patrick Bailey thing from last year, which
he just got called back up, didn't he?
Yeah, Bart.
Yeah, Bart just got called back up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kelly, you're definitely plugged into that. You know all about
No.
Patrick Bailey, NC State. Let's go.
Are you a Wolfpack alum, Tyler?
Tyler
No.
is, yeah.
No, I'm not an alum. I go to Wake Tech now. It's like half hour from Wake Tech.
Gotcha.
Or half hour from Wake Tech is Wake Tech. Jesus Christ, Tyler. From NC State. I grew up as a fan. It's obviously sucks because we're the latter half of the Duke, UNC, NC State triangle in the area.
Gotcha.
But I mean, the baseball team, it sucks, obviously, not having the chance to go for that title this year. Sorry, Callie, about beating you, by the way. But yeah, no, it's like that's my team that I grew up with, and I enjoyed watching them growing up. So
I got bit when I covered Futbolismo. I did see your comment there about Kumar to San Francisco. That'd be a dream come true for you guys because they can develop pitching like nobody's business. I have no doubt he would have like a 1 ERA. Colton Cowser, Sam Houston. The history degree in me says go read his Wikipedia page once you're done watching us because Sam Houston he had a very full life. I mean that in a good way. Did some crazy stuff.
Hell yeah. Yeah, like I said before, this is definitely going to be an underslot kind of deal. This is what Baltimore loves to do. They did it last year with Essen Kerr at it too. They do it again this year, and they're probably going to take a highly ranked prep at the second pick, which they didn't do that last year. This year's a deeper class on the prep side, and if we go even to next year, which hint on that, I leave for PG National tomorrow. Next year's prep class is absolutely loaded, and I'm excited to dive into that.
Hey.
Also, another thing too with the lighter pick, I talked about it on the Prospects live stream just now, and I'll probably have to go back to that. And I probably have to go back to that here in a couple of minutes, but we're likely thinking it's probably going to be a slot value deal. I think Texas is slot value. I know Pittsburgh's over $8 million. I think Texas is around 7.5. It'd take a lot for. I know Leiter was trying to price himself down to Boston, but I mean, $7.5 million. I'm sure Jack and Al are pretty happy about that.
Oh,
I don't think there's really much of a.
I don't think anyone so far is a candidate to not sign.
Oh yeah, no, like the kids that pull out their names, like Cody Schreier, Josh Hartle, all those kids. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're not eligible. They wrote a letter. They took their names out. They will be 2023, 2024. Right. And some of them I'm really excited to see. But yeah, no, most of these guys will be signable. Obviously, with just 20 rounds instead of 5 this year. Some of the later picks are just going to be guys that are like, they're definitely going to college. You're just trying to touch base with the camp. So maybe in a couple of years, if you're in that position again, you take that guy there. So, but yeah, no, like slot. If you're Texas, you definitely get slot value for Leiter at that position, because if you think he is the dude for your organization, because he definitely is, there's no reason to really go over slot. $7.5 million is perfect if you stay at slot value.
Oh man, this Arizona pick is going to be intriguing. I just feel bad for Rocker because I'm like, I know you're. Actually, no, I won't feel bad because if Rocker gets traded, I'm like going to be a stud. And then if he doesn't get traded by the Diamondbacks, I'm like, we'll find out.
Yeah. Let me see. Is there anything?
Lawler
It's got to be one of the
and
shortstops,
Watson just
yeah.
sitting there. Lawler and Watson are sitting there right now, man. And Brady House is not getting as much love as he should too. That kid can play ball.
If Brady House ends up in Colorado, put him in Coors Field all day.
Oh, that power potential in that ballpark is nutty.
Who did they take last year?
Zach Veen.
Yes.
Yeah, Zach Veen.
Zach Veen's a beast. No, hey, you want to talk about their prospects? Michael Toglia. Oh, I got high hopes for him in Colorado, man. Great.
Today,
he did.
Colorado.
He's got an insane glove tool, and if he can turn it into like good offense, I mean, honestly, the glove alone, I think will keep him in Coors just because you need good defense because of that ballpark. But baby, he is someone I keep my eye on. I'm very excited for.
Hopefully, he doesn't turn into another noted glove first baseman Evan White.
Hey, it's not too late on Evan White now. Come on.
Never too late so far.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Evan White, I don't think Evan White's tab is due until Julio Rodriguez and Kelnick are both all the way up. And maybe even why am I blanking? Catcher for the Mariners.
Cal Raleigh.
Yeah. His tab might not be due till all three of those are up as well. Like in my mind, it'll only truly be a wash if all those guys are up and contributing full time, not like service timed or like a cup of coffee September type beat, but it'll be interesting.
According to Twitter, Jordan Lawler will be going to Arizona at 6.
Yeah, there you go. Rocker to the Angels ? I have weird.
That'd be wild.
I'm a Cardinals fan, so I have anti-Royals bias, despite the fact that they're a fantastic organization, like morally and ethically. So I'll never disparage them for that. They take care of their minor leaguers. Hey, you are gosh darn right. Brady House is an OOTP legend. He always becomes a Gold Glove third baseman in OOTP 21, which is what I believe our esteemed colleague is referring to. But yeah, I don't know. I also I don't know about you guys. Well, actually, Callie's probably going to disagree with me on this, but like, I kind of feel bad for the Angels. I'm like, just let them just like one postseason, like just let's get them in, like let them, they deserve it. They deserve to make it. It's, I can't watch Mike Trout start to decline without, I need one like Mike Trout postseason where I'm still like every time he comes up, I'm like, is this going to get parked 430 feet in the left field? Like, because he's still there. And if that starts to go before he makes a legitimate postseason run, I'll be so sad.
Well, our colleague Scott has gotten his opinions on the Tigers pick in.
Oh boy,
has that been put out in?
Actually, never mind. He's still gathering his thoughts, apparently. He said that 7 minutes ago. So I can only anticipate what he says. Producers, when he does say something, can we please put that up?
White Sox fans are making a lot of jokes right now. And again, I'm just kind of in the position where like maybe I'm just spoiled rotten as a Cardinals fan because our top picks are never developed well, but it's always Lord knows who in the 900th round that becomes like a 2-time All-Star for us.
Tommy,
yeah, because you guys got some devil magic in that system.
Listen, whatever devil magic that we have, whatever we're doing with the that's a joke. I am not trying to imply that. Oh, don't put that up for Vanderbilt first round picks. That was Dansby Swanson, Carson Fulmer. Hey, take that down. Carson Fulmer's a disgrace to the brand. All right, like Oh, like cue that Obi-Wan speech, man. Like I'm like, you were the chosen one. You're going to be the Carson guy that. But no, I dislike when teams in the MLB. It's the one sport where I feel like fans can't. There's some fan bases have room to talk with player development, and some don't. And White Sox, it's like if you just max offer international prospects and they turn out to be good players, I'm like, yeah, like you did like that makes sense. I don't know.
They
have
good pitcher development with Giolito, Cope.
They traded for Giolito.
Yeah, but he was still a prospect then, wasn't he?
He debuted the major leagues when they traded for him. He was already like. If you want to talk about like I don't know the last great guy, like Tim Anderson, I guess, is like a guy that they drafted and developed. But like, think about it. Moncada, already a top noted small market Cardinals fleecing picks. We're such a whittle old St. Louis.
Oh,
ignore the fact we're the 6th most valuable team according to Forbes. We're in such a tiny little market. We're like Pittsburgh. We're just a little tiny market. We don't.
Except good things happen to you.
We can't look. We can't even afford to pay Nolan Arenado because we're such a small market. The Rockies had to pay his salary this year for us because we're such a little baby market.
God, you sound like me as a Carolina Hurricanes fan right now.
No, yeah. Well, listen, this is where the draft is such a smug night for me. You go and look back at like any Cardinals draft. If our first round pick is a bust, odds are like the 10th rounder is currently on a major league roster.
More than likely, yeah.
Or you're like the Cardinals like 5 years ago where we took there's Lawler as predicted. We took Delvin Perez, Dylan Carlson, and Dakota Hudson all in the first round, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's
and right there. Delvin's the only one that really hasn't panned out for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, he also like got busted for PEDs and was supposed to be like top 5, and I think for the Cardinals it was like, well, we'll take a shot. Like, what are we? We're getting potential top 5 talent for way under slot value. Like it felt silly. It feels silly not to.
Yeah, you got back picks, might as well. Also, I want to go back to that Giolito thing you talked about. The Nats did develop. He debuted with the Nats. He had a longer arm action with the Nationals, and then once he got to Chicago, it's more what it is now. It's that abbreviated arm action, just pull it up above the shoulder and just chuck it. It's what I kind of call it now. And it's really helped him. I mean, he's not. I'm trying to find the right words here to kind of describe it, but it's worked out for best. He's hiding the ball better. He's not kind of overcompensating for the arm action in the back because it was longer. It's a better fit for him, and it worked out.
The high changeup too has been like a lifesaver for him. It's very much a playing with fire pitch, but I love that he throws it as often as he does. It's really fun to like, because it's got to be such a frustrating pitch for hitters because you talk about like he hides it so well. I always love watching that because I'm like, it should be something that gets parked way more than it does.
Oh yeah, no, high changeups are a risk, but also I'm a changeup guy. I love changeups. I enjoy it's so deceptive and it works out perfectly. Anyways, I gotta bounce. I gotta go back to the Prospects live stream. So I'll see you guys here eventually sometime later this first round. So
thank you for coming on. That's expert Tyler Jennings. You can simulcast his other broadcast he's on. Don't go away from ours, but maybe pop
Pull
up on
his, mute it, come back to ours.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks so much. All
Carson,
right.
I just want to highlight you talking about having a bunch of first round busts as a Cardinals fan when I'm right here as an A's fan.
See, you say that, but I'll say this. You know what? I think you escape on a technicality because, like, is Kyler Murray a bust?
He's not the only one. Jeremy
That's true.
Eierman, AJ Puck, if you want to argue.
Well, I don't know if he's a bust.
I wouldn't put Puck in there yet.
He's like, well, he's 23, right? 24?
He's 25. I think. Let me pull it up.
I won't call it a bust yet.
He was drafted out of college, so he's older. He's 26.
Okay, man. Maybe, he's got like a year to get together. He just needs to come out of the bullpen, right? Is that what we're?
He was supposed to be the next. He was supposed to be the next Randy Johnson, and now coming out of the bullpen. Oh, Lord. But it's not just him. It's not just Murray, it's not just Ironman. There's a good amount more. There's Logan Davidson, Kevin Merrill, Austin Beck, Richie Martin, Billy McKinney. It's since 2010, the only first rounders to really pan out for the A's are Sonny Gray, Matt Olson. He was a competitive balance pick, so he's for debate. Matt Chapman, and you can argue. I was actually going to say you can argue AJ Puck. You can argue Jesus Luzardo, but he was we traded for him.
So here, you know what? Let me pull up. You want to pull up Cardinals like first round picks? Like, dude, like Patrick Wisdom is a first round pick. Pete Kozma was a first round pick by the Cardinals. However, the draft that Patrick Wisdom was in, let me make sure I get this right. So Patrick Wisdom was a first round pick by the Cardinals. And he got drafted like when when David Freese was like still like he got drafted like the year after we won the World Series in 2012. So like David Freese like had cemented the starting job for like another 2 years at minimum. He made I think an all-star team. That's a former Pirate legend, David Freese.
Pirates legend David Freese.
And you talk about that was a 2012 MLB draft. But outside of Patrick Wisdom, we also took in that draft Stephen Piscotty. We also took Carson Kelly after that. Like we took somebody else too, like fairly good. Like we just like Kyle Barraclaw, like just these random dudes that like all become major leaguers like earlier and actually contribute to some teams. So I don't know. The Cardinals have this weird track record where like I'm almost glad when the first round pick is a bust because then I'm like, all right, so who are we getting instead? Like that's usually been my experience. Like literally Dylan Carlson's a great example. We took Delvin Perez at 21 and we took Dylan Carlson at 33. And we got Dylan Carlson because the Cubs signed John Lackey. So Cubs fans, I hope you enjoyed 2 years of like tobacco spitting John Lackey because we got a really good leadoff hitter because of that.
The Pirates a few years ago, I think it was 2015. So it would have been like right in the middle of the streak where they were actually good. They picked in like the late teens, I think, and they took Kevin Newman, who is absolute trash.
Oh, I like Kevin Newman.
No, he sucks. But then they had a competitive balance pick. They had a comp pick after the first round and took Brian Hayes with that pick. So
it's weird. Like some teams just have that voodoo. I don't trust first round Cardinals picks.
The A's, their drafts aren't really what makes them good. They have very good talent identification for players in
that is very true.
Baseball. Like their current pitching staff, not a single one of them, current rotation, not a single one of them was drafted by the A's. All of
Callie,
them
I love capital L, capital O, capital V, capital E, love Cole Urban.
Me too. I think he's very fun to watch. His success makes no sense, but
it's literally like it's like that Greg Maddux energy of like hurry it up, like get in the box, asshole. Like I'm gonna pitch right now, like, and you're gonna get a pitch in the strike zone, and you're just gonna hit a ground ball. Like that's just what's gonna happen here. It's so much fun to watch. He's fascinating.
I just think his motion's satisfying.
He doesn't walk people either. What
happened?
No way. What are we even doing?
Who took this Sopranos extra over Kumar Rocker?
Doing
what
here?
In the world?
Who is it?
Listen, I love using poverty franchise as an over exaggeration, but this is a poverty franchise move. Oh my God.
I do not know.
Frank Mosicato at round 1, pick 7. Oh my. And now, dude, please back that camera up from Jeff Passan. He does not deserve Mr. Jeff Passan, Jet Passan, Jet Passat, whatever you want to call him. Back that camera up.
Pirates legend Jeff Passan.
Wait, what?
The Pirates have a minor league pitcher named Jeffrey Passantino.
Oh no, I didn't know if his first job was being the like Pirates, like .com, like, I'm here with. I didn't know if that was like how he got into broadcasting.
Nah.
Oh my God! Imagine the Rockies take Kumar Rocker right now. Imagine the Rockies. No, the Rockies are definitely taking a shortstop.
I want House in Colorado so bad.
It makes sense because it's under slot value. It's a shortstop and then they announced Trevor Story to the Cardinals right now they're going to trade Trevor
House
Story.
is just making the jump.
They're going to trade Trevor Story to the Cardinals for Genesis Cabrera, John Gant, and we're somehow not your fault. You guys gave up on Wisdom and Carson Kelly. Both be everyday players for STL today. You make a great point as a YouTube comment there. But listen, how dare you disparage now 10-time All-Star Yadier Molina? No, that's the issue.
You know who the Cardinals did give up on too quickly? John Nagowski, baby.
I love John Nagowski. Dude,
John Nagowski.
I texted you. I didn't text you, but I put it in banter. I put it in our website's Discord. And I think I might have added you, or I think I might have added the whole Pirates because I was just like, I'm so upset about this. I love Nagowski. It bothered me because he worked so hard in spring training. He had a great spring training. He literally during 2020 and during spring training, he had never really played left field at the high minors or anything, and learned how to play a serviceable left field to earn a roster spot, to earn a bench spot. And I'm like, he worked so unbelievably hard. And I'm like, we reward him by saying we'd rather not admit defeat on Matt Carpenter than give you the occasional pinch hit. Mm-hmm. Oh God, it killed me. I love Nagowski, and also
he's hitting 550 or something as a
ERA of 0 as well, right?
And an ERA of 0.
ERA is two-way icon, John Nagowski. Number 69 wearing John Nagowski.
He's my boy.
No, yeah. We'll be trading Genesis Cabrera, John Gant, and Edmundo Sosa for Trevor Story. And then they'll also give us another $50 million. So that means Nolan Arenado can play for us for free for next year too. I agree. We did give up on Carson. Well, here's the problem is Kelly deserves every day at bats. Molina's just not
Molina is selfish.
He's selfish, but also I think that Molina is also aware that if you ask any Cardinals fan, they're like, well, of course he's a Hall of Famer. And he needed the 2,000 hits, the 2,000 games at play, starting at catcher for one team. He needed those miles because he's not a Hall of Famer in I was insanely better than everyone Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer in you were good at your job for way longer than a normal person is. And I think that he is hyper aware of that. And so I think that was part of it. Plus, I also love Ivan Herrera, who's 20 and is a great catcher as well. So I'm willing to punt on Carson Kelly if it means Ivan Herrera is good.
So just an update on Frank Mazzucato. MLB had him ranked as the 39th overall prospect in the draft, the 17th overall pitcher.
Yeah, I know that people were talking about him being there for the Pirates at 37. He was one of the guys I had my eye on for that pick.
Ethan, is that why you had the reaction you did? Because you were like, oh no, not my second round pick being taken from me?
No, there wasn't that. I just can't believe that that's actually the route they went.
That is bananas. I'm still shocked by that. But yeah, I don't know. Molina is definitely selfish, but also it's Yachty, baby. He's gonna hit 260 and playing 130 games until the sun burns out. So
he's Salvador Perez without the power.
He used to have one season with 22 bombs. People always he was never good. 2012 Yadier Molina was a good ball player. 300 hitter. I almost said 300 home runs. 300 hitter, 20 home runs, 70 RBI, and insane defensive metrics. Come on.
If he's a Hall of Famer, crap, what am I blanking on him? If he's a Hall of Famer,
Brian McCann.
Huh?
Is this Brian McCann?
No, Ethan. Russell Martin. If he's Russell Martin.
If Russell Martin was a career Pirate, maybe that's a different conversation. If Yadier Molina had left in free agency literally ever, my answer would be no, he's not a Hall of Famer. But doing it for one team is impressive. It shows that you're a part of. He's like a part of the Cardinals are a storied franchise, and he's a big part of this chapter of their history. And so I think people fail to realize sometimes that the Baseball Hall of Fame, there is like a narrative and a history of the game that is also part of the Hall of Fame. And I think that it would be a mistake to not have someone like that.
All right, let's play. Which shortstop goes to Colorado?
Yeah.
Brady House. I'm betting the house on house. I'm just kidding. Who? Oh my God.
Wow. Dude. Why are the shortstops slipping?
Well, the A's finally get to draft a good shortstop.
I was like, Callie, I'm like, Callie, I don't want Paul DeYoung in a Cardinal uniform either. So,
I'm gonna have to shift my focus for the Pirates at 37 to Khalil Watson.
You know what? Exit velo has reached 103. Is that with a metal bat? Because it's high school. Because
Montgomery. Let me just see where Benny Montgomery was on MLB's list.
Is this the Rockies?
He had to have been higher than Mazzucato for sure.
Is this the Rockies trying to convince themselves that like we're gonna get the next Trout because he is from Pennsylvania? Is this like we don't want to be? He is. Oh no, that's Colson Montgomery. He's 15. He does have. Crazy. Oh God, good Lord, a 45 hit tool.
I mean, of course, they'll play up. 60 grade field, according to MLB, that's very valuable.
70 grade run pops out.
Yeah.
But he's 6'4" and he's a high schooler. I bet they put some weight on him so he hits for more power, and I bet that run tool goes down. High Sox, never mind, I take it back. He's actually a 50 grade hit tool, not a 45. What's the comparison? Hunter Pence? Oh, God.
Hunter Pence.
Bust. I hate Hunter Pence.
Hunter Pence eats soup with a fork.
He's got a funky swing.
He does. I think that's what the comp is. It's because that bat motion. I am worried that professional pitchers can expose that long load-up time. That would be my concern.
Yeah. A lot of pre-swing movement of the hands.
Angels don't fumble this pick challenge.
you know, with the hand movement before the swing, he might be a little bit like Kumar Rocker. He might be a little like Heston Kjerstad last year.
Could be.
That was
a
big concern with him. Kjerstad hasn't played, I think. He hasn't played.
Chris Bassett, dude, another 7 innings, 1 earned. It's ridiculous.
3 strikeouts,
dude. Chris Bassett, that's like a quintessential A's player right there. Like, probably should be getting paid more than he should.
I mean, he had prior to this year, he had just 1 year with more than 100 innings pitched.
Dang. I feel like he's been in the league for forever.
He has. He's 32. They traded for him back in 2015 along with Marcus Semien for Jeff Samardzija.
Gosh.
Ezra Fisher. First of all, shout out Star Wars Rebels. Incredible show. That's
Ezra. My brother. What's my brother doing here? Hi, Ezra.
How far do you think Kamar's going to fall? Ethan, I'll let you dunk on your brother by saying literally no further because it's going to happen right now.
Yeah, it's right now.
If the Angels are smart, it's going to happen right now. Hey, Callie, we might. When I say we, I think the Cardinals. The Mets aren't taking a shortstop. The Nats aren't taking a shortstop. I see 3 high school level shortstops right now. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Dave Force is salivating right now.
I just need 4 of those teams to not take one of those shortstops.
Dave Force is salivating because it's either this or a college arm. I mean, there aren't many college arms in this draft, at least in the first round.
Like, let me think. Because it's the Mariners. I mean, J.P. Crawford's been a good player this year. Like, I don't know if they'd, because they're I don't know, because like if the Mariners are trying to build a playoff team, obviously, but like you can't. I know Ty France is probably moving to third base once Seager is gone, and they want Dylan Moore at 2. But like Crawford's a guy that'll be cheap because he's never going to be an insanely good hitter, but his defense is so good. Like Crawford's the kind of guy you keep on a team.
Crawford's not a bad hitter. He's like an 85, 90 WRC plus.
That's what I'm saying. It's the perfect kind of guy that you want on your team where you know you're not going to have to overpay for, but like great defense and like you're paying for exactly what you get.
I know I have some Mariners fans who want someone else to play third base. I can't remember who. Hold on, let me.
Giants definitely aren't taking a shortstop. Milwaukee, no, they just traded. They're not going to draft. No way. The Phillies probably are taking a shortstop. The Marlins, it wouldn't hurt. Well, Cincinnati, I know for a fact that Cincinnati and Philly
Oh
are
my
gonna take
goodness gracious. What are we doing?
Ethan's brother, I'd like to apologize for my smarminess earlier. If there weren't a tape,
to Oakland, baby, the dream lives.
oh my god, dude. Okay, the Mets. Would the Mets take Rocker? He's best player available.
Oh, well,
Is he though?
Yeah, they're not taking a shortstop. Why would they take a shortstop?
Yeah.
Unless they think that unless their plan is to draft someone that can play third base, but they probably don't want to do that to a high school kid. You know what I mean? Like, or by good Lord, unless they think Francisco Lindor is no, they're going to trade for Chris Bryant and then extend him. That's probably what I think is going to happen. So
you know what I'm telling you? They draft Kevin Kopps and rush him to the majors.
oh my God. Okay, I need these next 8 picks. All right, I know these next 2 won't be a shortstop. I just need I just need 4 of the next 6 picks to not be shortstops, and the Cardinals could just get Paul DeJong off this team. I don't like him. He is bad. Carson, if JB Crawford affects the Mariners' first round plans, I'm out. I just think it would make sense for them to like maybe go under slot value, take a pitcher, take somebody that can address a different part of their game. I don't know, because like
there's still a lot of good pitchers on the board. I mean, there's Ty
Madden. I was really about to say Ty Madden's like the perfect name that comes to mind that I think the Mariners might end up taking a
Jordan
shot
Wicks
on.
To Andrew Painter. Andrew Painter's interesting, very interesting.
He's a big kid.
Yeah,
he is
6'7".
big. He's like 215 right now, or something like 220, something like that.
That's what MLB says.
That is I'm allowed to use this because I'm currently in the state of Iowa. That's a corn-fed man right there. That's a corn-fed man. That is a corn-fed man if I've ever heard of one. I want you guys to imagine that you're showing up to your high school baseball game and someone that is LeBron James height about shows up. I would leave.
Yeah.
6'7", 215. That's like, oh my God. That's an NBA. That's like what? That's like Bradley Beal, right? Something like that. I'm trying to think of like an athlete.
Bradley Beal's a card. I don't think he's that tall.
I know let me see here. This is where my lack of basketball knowledge really shines through. Bradley Beal is listed at 6'3", so I'm definitely wrong there. But Bradley Beal is
Draymond Green's 6'6".
There you go. Bradley Beal does weigh 210 though, so there you go. I had like the weight down. Oh, that is ridiculous. Who's like the best name? Matt's pick is in. Please not a shortstop. Don't be foolish. Don't take one of the shortstops I want. Don't be foolish.
It's Kumar.
Good for them. Honestly, I'm going to say that right now. That might be best pick in the draft other than Pirates because I don't think they really could have messed that up.
Yeah.
All right, well, there's about 4 names the Pirates could have taken where I would have been like, this was the right selection for y'all, and Davis is one of them. So,
man, I mean, that's a pretty far fall from a consensus top 5, 10 pick all the way to 16.
I really think. Oh, sorry. I thought you were about to continue. Oh, my bad. I was going to say, I think it just didn't help that Leiter went to the same school. If Jack Leiter went to a different college, I think he would have been drafted higher. Because there's just so good Lord. Who is it? Is it Kumar's dad? Is it Josh Bell's dad? Isn't Josh Bell's
Josh Bell's
dad
dad is jacked.
huge?
He's a monster.
Kumar Rocker's dad, welcome to the club of ripped MLB dads. You get to join the club with Josh Bell's dad and Tyler O'Neill's dad. 28-10 with a 2.89 ERA. Wow, what a 1989 MLB stat line if I've ever seen one. I do miss that. I said this before. Like I love. That's like one thing like that analytics robs us of are like dudes that just sit like 84 miles an hour that would inexplicably throw like 240 innings in a season. I don't know why, but I enjoy watching those pitchers pitch because it's like, how are you doing this? Like it truly is. It truly is something to watch. I hope he wears 80 at the major league level too.
Mm-hmm. Carson, you were talking about good names of this draft. I really like Joe Mack. The fact that he's a catcher really amplifies the name.
Yeah, that's not bad. Michael McGreevy. That's an
That's a
interesting
good
name.
one.
I like that. That's a fun name.
Chase Petty.
We do have a Max Muncy,
Yeah.
a gentleman from Thousand Oaks High School. Anyone with the first name Carson, obviously future star.
Except for Carson Fulmer.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about. We have Spencer Schwellenbach. Oh, he went to Nebraska. Never mind. He stinks.
That's a name and a half.
Yeah, not some. I'm looking for something like kind of. I like a good like hyphenate. Like a hyphen last name too. Can't really go wrong with that.
Landon Marceau.
That's not bad.
Fittingly went to Louisiana State.
Jonathan Cannon is a pitcher. I like that.
Yeah.
Our wonderful Diamond Digest host has posed the question: what has been the biggest surprise so far?
Has to be Mazzucato, right?
I
It's
have
either
to,
that or Kumar falling.
but I think if Kumar truly did fall to the teens, it'd be more shocking. Like he's still a top 10 pick. Like I think there's a question. Like with Rocker, it was like no one. I think the only pitcher, if another college level pitcher had been taken, I think maybe would have called it a fall. But like, I think Leiter and Rocker, it was like felt like a toss up with teams. Like I don't know.
I think the fact that he fell past Boston is what really cements it, since Boston was big as our.
But can you blame them though for who was
Absolutely
available?
not.
It's best of like that's what I mean. Like, is it a fall if they took best of like overall? Like they took, I don't know.
But arguably, there were a lot of picks in this that have happened already that weren't best available.
That's true.
Especially since Watson's still on the board.
Yeah, I
I almost
almost
called him Pizzicato, which is so funny. That's such a big nerd drop. That's a technique where you pluck, and people use pizzicato. People like cherry pick facts to make an argument. That's called like I'm making a pizzicato type argument. Welcome to the Nerd Hour. Jamie Moyer, 49.8 career WAR, over 3 times as much as Ryan Howard's 14.7. Listen, that's what
we
I'm
did this
about.
right to J. Roy's face on the podcast just now. We're
Good.
carrying
I'm
it
glad.
over.
I'm glad. Yeah, dude, I like this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm genuinely of the opinion of like, should Jamie Moyer get in the Hall of Fame? Not on like the regular vote, but the like whatever committee's in charge
Veteran
of like,
Committee, yeah.
yeah, the Veterans Committee. Like, it's
Harold Baines is in. Screw it.
it's like Bart, like maybe like Bartola's an argument because like PED suspension, but like Jamie Moyer, it's like that's absurd that you did that. You know what I mean? I think that's something that I think gets lost on like. The Hall of Fame needs to have that inherent, like, it's cool that this guy did this, and thus he should be like, it's no one else will probably ever do something like this ever again. And that's why I think Jamie Moyer's got a shot. Because I don't think anyone's pitching at 50 or 49.
The museum part of the Hall of Fame is separate from like the plaque part of the Hall of Fame, which is why I'm always really sort of against the argument of they're such a historically significant player. I mean, like there are some guys where that's used against them, like Minnie Minoso, because they don't traditionally live up to the Hall of Fame standards, but that's different because there were specific barriers holding Minnie Minoso back that I think need to be taken into account. There weren't the same sort of barriers being placed upon Jaime. I always forget how his name is pronounced. Again, there weren't the same barriers being placed against Moyer as there were Minoso.
True, but the thing is, like Minoso, that's a great example though. But you're talking about a guy who OPS plus 130, a 300 career hitter, made like 10 All-Star teams. Like that is still someone who should be in. But I do get your point. Minoso also didn't he play at like 60? That was when Bill Veeck was like letting anything happen. I was 54 in 1980. Hit an OPS plus of negative 100. Nice.
At least he tried.
Yeah,
it's nuts how little he struck out for the amount of home runs that he hit.
Yeah.
Talking about a guy who at his peak was like a 20 homer, like Matt Holliday type season, but would strike out like 40 times a year. That's nuts. I hope the Nats fumble this. I want to watch Matthew Penn throw a fit. I really do.
This is going to be a shortstop, right?
No.
I'm
Trey Turner, dude.
Okay, move him off. Brady House is going to play third base anyway.
Hey, Carter Keyboom, baby. Come on now.
I'm interested to see if
future national Chris Bryant or whatever. This guy, whatever. No, I bet you take a second. They might take a second baseman, honestly.
It's interesting because the Nats have a few good pitching prospects. Cade Cavalli, he threw like 99, 98 today in the Futures game. I'm interested to see if they maybe take an outfielder like Sal Frelick is still on board.
You really think they'll take it out because Robles? I don't know, like Soto, Robles, and then Schwarber. Like,
I'm just not too familiar on their position depth, on their system depth, and I know they have some, but I know that they have some good pitchers, which is why I think maybe they go for Sal Frelick, who's maybe fallen a bit.
Will Bednar is also a decent shout too.
Mm-hmm.
And I said they have pitching, but he's a talented arm. And with Scherzer,
I mean, you really can
Scherzer's getting old. Strasburg's starting to break down a little bit. It might be time for them to try to, fix that before it becomes a pressing need. Please, I need Khalil Watson, dude. We're not gonna get him, but I want him so bad. I want him so unbelievably bad. It's not even funny. I just have I don't know what it is, but I just don't. Oof. Lawler, House, and McLean all still on the board right now.
Yeah. Watching how the draft has shapen up, I'm still very interested to see what the A's pick because they've been connected to a lot of high school players, but with the arm talent that's still available, I'm wondering if they maybe take like a Gunnar Hoglund type, or maybe
great name. So
let me just keep looking at. There's Hoglund. There's Ty Madden still. Jordan Wicks, Painter.
Ty Madden might be the pick for the Nats right now.
As you said before, Will Bendar is still on the board.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe don't show the Trevor Bauer logo during the draft, guys. I know that we're doing a bit about players drafted top 10 together as college teammates, but I would have maybe not. I would have maybe not just. I would have maybe punted on that graphic being shown.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I'm there. I thought the Mets picked 16th for some reason. I forgot how slow drafts go.
Dude, why do you think I'm so like nervous about this Cardinals thing right now?
Yeah.
I don't think the Nats are going to take one, but I'm worried. I know Philadelphia is probably going to take one.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati, like they quite literally like don't have anyone that can play shortstop right now. So I know the Reds are taking one. So my dream may be dashed. I'm gonna need Dave Dombrowski to pull a Dave Dombrowski of I've literally no idea how to talent evaluate college players and high school players and not take one.
A lot of the players I'm most interested in are guys that aren't going to be first round picks, guys in day 2 or day 3. I'm like Christian Franklin, Kevin Kopps, as I said before. I really like interesting. I find Thatcher Hurd fascinating just because of his size. He's a real big body pitcher.
Well, yeah, I'm obviously, like I mentioned before, I have obvious bias. I'm very excited to watch day 2 and day 3. Very excited for 2A prospect Drew Gray. Heard his first cousin is very sexy, very talented, and also currently on this broadcast. So that's really all you need, you know? No, I love Drew though. Good luck. Good luck to you, Drew. I hope you. It's a sham he hasn't been picked already, in my opinion. So it's funny. I wrote into so I'm commissioner for my fantasy baseball league, and because his older brother's a reliever at Arkansas right now too, and I wrote into our rules that it's a dynasty league, so like first round picks and like the draft aren't nearly as important. I wrote into the rule books though that if any of them if any family member gets drafted and signs like that you're related to, you have to take them in the first round. Like you can't call dibs on them as like a last round pick. I'm like, if you want them, you got to go get them. So needless to say, I will be rooting with them. Please, no shortstop. Come on, take like Ty Madden. Take somebody.
Brady House.
All right.
Adios, Carter Keyboom, baby.
Man,
just once I want to watch one of those draft picks where it's like, oh, who should I use here? What's like the worst franchise to get drafted to right now? Probably Colorado. Like I just want to watch like and the pick for the Rockies. I just want to watch like one of the players just do like a just like rub their eyes like oh god, okay.
Like do the Eli Manning.
I'll be taking max slot value. That is like I just want to see the mouth like I better get all the slot money and then be like Ethan, this is what I was joking about with Callie earlier about how what makes the MLB draft harder to get into is that all the footage for high school players, it's like nice like iPhone footage half the time.
Right. Yep.
Which makes it a lot harder to like watch them and like implicitly be like, oh no, I literally just making fun of the Rockies. They're using the Trevor Story comp. It's just like funny to watch like the footage because it's like, yeah, he looks kind of good, I guess. Like I have no way of telling like how good of a play that was.
Mm-hmm.
They keep showing like second base statistics. They did it for the Nats. And they did it for Seattle as well. Because I know that
I just find it really weird how they're showing major league stats in the draft when when they're not when players are most likely not going to be there for at least 3 years. With the shrinking of the minor leagues, we might see more players arrive sooner than later. Just maybe the whole line of prospect development, but I don't know.
Shame. The only good argument you can make about this
now. Seeing that.
Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna let you
go. Right now, we're seeing that low A is where high school. We're seeing a mix of low A, in low A, we're seeing a mix of high school players and international prospects, and in high A, we're seeing a lot of freshly signed college players, freshly drafted college players. With the shrinking of rosters, I wonder if we might see just a fast progression just because there's less stops to make, but also because the talent is going to be there's still be I think a larger talent just gap between the best players in like low A and high A, just because there's still going to be players with high physical potential that maybe don't have all the finesse needed. Like you're going to see a lot of hard throwers with little control or breaking stuff, or guys with massive raw power but swing and miss issues. I think that maybe that there's going to be some more aggressive promoting just to get players playing against a higher level of competition on average.
The point that I was going to bring up is I think the only positive really with the contraction of the minor leagues that we can even address is that maybe there's the possibility that independent and indie ball gets like more entertaining. So there may be a way outside of Major League Baseball that the game can grow organically, because it might be like more fun. Like the Savannah Bananas have like a great like social media game, but like teams like that that don't really have affiliation will get those, guys that would have been like a 30th round MLB pick that like played in college and stuff. I think maybe we'll see some more indie ball, like, become a little bit more, could get a little better. I don't know.
Yeah, one of the best players that in the A's draft class from last year was an unsigned free agent by the name of Jake Suttleton, or Suttleson. There's no T. Yeah, he went straight from college to low A or high A, and was quickly moved up to double A, and he's holding his own in double A, which is very impressive since it's his first season of professional baseball. I do think that we're gonna get a lot more players coming out of nowhere. Just maybe some guys who just need just a tiny bit more time to develop and just slip through, or maybe guys who don't have much of a physical projection, so they fall through, but still have the talent, the basketball skills, or the control. Yeah,
Watson's got to be one of the next two. Yeah,
not a shortstop, baby.
Wow.
Harry Ford. Don't know who you are, but apparently Cal Raleigh, you stink, baby. Oh, that's a nice swing. That is a great swing. Ooh. What's his pop time, though? I love that. Oh, my God. It literally did show pop time at the bottom. That's so funny. I was literally joking. Why would you?
Ford's interesting, taking him over Joe Mack.
It could be. It's like I said with the Mariners. Like I said, I think they're trying to. They know they've got superstars that they're going to have to pay that are top prospects right now, and I think the idea is let's go under slot value, lock them up, try to get a long term, lock them up cheap, Evan White style, develop them,
But Ford's a prep guy, so he's going to have a higher slot value because he has that leverage of going to college.
True.
He is committed to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that's true. They got a good program down there too.
Yeah, he is from Georgia, so you might want to play for the hometown.
Oh,
team.
Dude, I bet the Phillies take Ty Madden right now, actually, instead of a shortstop. Or Will Taylor, honestly, because Moniak stinks.
Noted first overall pick.
That was trash. I remember when that happened, being like, really? Like, it's always funny. Like, it's been a bad draft when it's like, well, there's no consensus number one overall. And then number one overall goes and everyone goes, yeah, like when we said we don't know, like that wasn't in the list. Like that guy wasn't on the list. Like there's a list when people say we don't know who's going to go.
I read rumors that apparently even his players on his high school team were shocked that he was drafted first overall.
Oh, that's brutal.
You know who it was? I bet it's the guy a year older than him whose spot he took. Hey, yeah, I'm shocked he even got picked at all. Kind of stinks. Didn't he make you hit 7th and play left field instead? Yeah, it's not important right now. Yeah, just they keep showing Phillies pitching statistics. Not a great power guy, though.
I like
That's a 60 speed tool for a catcher. Wow.
We're still talking about Harry
Ford, yeah.
Harry Ford.
60 speed is his best tool. See, I would have thought that they would have taken a catcher with a great glove tool because, like I mentioned, they have those superstar bats and all that. And I think that the best way to, I thought they would have gone for.
I like that they're using present value for high schoolers.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, he's only at 25 pop right now. I'm like, yeah, well, he's also using metal bats and pitching against people that throw like 80. So, farm system need is a power bat for the Phillies. Oh God, we're not getting the dream. The dream for Watson to St. Louis ends here at 13, boys.
Watson's not a power hitter though.
I know, but like it just says that their strength is pitching and like a need is power hitting, and I'm like, well, they might still take him as a hitter. Or will Davy Dom surprise me? Well, who's that? Does the UCLA kid have a good power tool? Does McLean have am I
Matt McLean?
Yeah, am I like misremembering, or does he have a decent?
MLB says he is 60 hit, 50 power.
Might be the one.
Baseball America has McLean at 45 power.
God. Well, does he? Okay. Well, Ethan, have to ask the age-old question: does he wear high socks? Because then it's 55 or 50, depending on who you're asking. Well, is there anybody else? I'm trying to find like a player that would like actually make sense to take as well. I guess Will Taylor would make sense.
That's a yes on the high socks for Matt McLean.
Oh, yep. So 55 grade power. So honestly, his name's got alliteration. Well, let's call it 60 power. Like who's to say? Yeah. I'm gonna call it Dave.
Does he have the face though?
Does he? Yeah.
How attractive is his girlfriend?
Yeah. Is his partner attractive? These are things we need the answers to. What's the other one? Don't they say? Isn't it like what his major is? I know that's like been stuff as well. Like what they're interested in at school is important.
Do they put pineapple on pizza?
I swear I've heard stuff like that though, where it's like if they're interested in like the arts, it's like they overthink. Like if they're like STEM kids, that they're like supposedly better prospects because they don't think as much. It's like more like raw. And I'm like, that's such a mean way to like talk down to someone.
Such a interesting way to separate it too.
It's just so wild to think that like Stan Musial got signed because someone just like looked at him and was like said that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, big frame.
I don't think him. The reason they signed them. But I mean,
but
it definitely helped.
It's nuts that like computers and all that like that's how those dudes got all those opportunities. Is they literally just had to look at them.
Yeah. I mean, scouting.
Wait a minute. LOL Phillies pick. LOL Phillies. I heard I'm seeing Painter. No, they didn't take Watson, and they took Andrew Painter.
Wow,
that's what I'm hearing. I hate to spoil because they haven't announced it on ESPN either. I've been trying to avoid it, but I heard the boop of Discord, and I had the peek.
Robert Murray says it's Painter.
And dude, San Francisco and Milwaukee there's no chance they take a shortstop as well. Because San Francisco has Marco Luciano, who's unreal, and Milwaukee just traded for Willy Adames, who's been great. And Adames is 24.
I thought it was 25.
Did he turn 25 this year?
Maybe. I think if he did, I think it was this year.
He turned 25. Oh no, in September. He is older than I thought he was. Getting schooled right now. I'm getting mentioned. Who's mentioning me right now? Ooh, I actually don't know if I can do that. Sorry, that's a little in-house business I was looking at. Sorry, viewers. I apologize for that. Andrew Painter. God,
right.
Lord, he's got ears as big as me. No offense, Andrew Painter. I know I got cans on right now. I also have big ears, so I'll root for you, my king, my big-eared king. I thought, guys, I'll be honest. I thought Kylie McDaniel was a woman until just now when I saw the desk.
Really?
I did.
Because of the name?
Yeah. I'm not out of pocket for that, I don't think.
I think you are.
Have you met, does anyone personally, viewers at home and my fellow hosts, have you guys ever met a Kylie? I've met like a couple, but they're both women.
I've never met a Kylie in person. But it strikes me as a gender neutral name like Alex.
True. That's what I love about my name. In my opinion, I've got a top tier gender neutral name. I've met both. I've met several people with my name, and every time I'm like, it fits. I don't think you can go wrong. Although,
J-Roy says he's super happy with the Painter pick.
Who is?
J-Roy.
No, he's not. Don't lie to
Of
yourself.
course he is.
Stop lying to yourself, dude. Let me hold up. Is he in? Hold up. I got this. Don't worry.
Oh boy, here we go. Peyton, oh man.
Let me pull up the Discord.
Oh, that's brutal.
For those a little out of loop, J-Roy is one of our fellow, I'd say, content creators, but I can't think of the last time he's contributed something meaningful
He was
to this
just
site.
on This Week in Baseball.
Yeah, he was on it.
He refused to talk about Ryan Howard.
Callie, you can be on something and not contribute, all right? Like, come on. Look at 90% of the Phillies active roster.
He got the
right?
fewest points in seventh inning stretch.
Yeah, look at Alec Boehm. Okay, Alec Boehm is on the Phillies, but is he contributing?
He's contributing to somebody, just not the Phillies.
Most explosive arm with the best K ability. Literally wrong.
I mean, it's gotta be either Leiter or crap. I'm blanking on him, or Sam Bachman.
No. Tyler knows something. Tyler knows the Giants pick.
It's Watson, isn't it?
It better not be. I'm a cry. You don't need him. For
Best
what?
player available, baby.
I know, but like you literally don't need him. Like actually.
Move Mayer to third or second. Have him play the outfield, center field.
Oh my god, Twitter, stop it. Twitter video autoplay will be the death of me. Please no. It's funny because I'm acting like this is such like a grave injustice to the Cardinals getting him,
It's
but
Watson. It is.
Dang
Nice.
it. I was so close. Dang. That stinks. All right. Now I don't really have an opinion on who we should take, but man, so close. Oh, that dream. That was a dream that felt so real. But like, why would they do that given their farm system?
Carson, just have the Cardinal. Hope the Cardinals draft Kevin Costner and have him rush to the majors to help the bullpen.
I mean, honest to God, listen, our game got canceled tonight. I would have. Oh man, this team. The amount of walks we give up is ridiculous. Andrew Painter is an elite pitcher's name. That's a great comment.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's important to ask, what's his control grade?
Why would they not take Will Taylor though? I'm like, because the next two players are both best available are like outfielders, and they don't have any like Mauricio Dubon just got sent down. Like he's like an interesting player. Like, you know what I mean? Like Yaz is great, but he's like 31. He plays right. You know what I mean? Like,
Mayer and
I'm just surprised they're not out. They're not take an outfielder.
Watson. Watson and I always confuse the shortstop with Mauricio Dubon. Now that you said Mauricio Dubon's
I'm sorry,
name,
I made it worse. I mean, I've only made things worse now.
Who's their top shortstop prospect?
Giants, Marco Luciano.
Marco Luciano and Watson could always move to the outfield if one stands out against the other defense-wise at shortstop.
Yeah, I know, but just let me be a biased fan and try to justify why this is a bad pick, even though it's not.
And of course, one could always move to third base.
One could always get traded to the Cardinals as well. We just don't need an outfielder, so I guess I want Colson Montgomery at 18 then. I guess. What would be interesting? Going back to the whole trading draft picks thing, maybe not be able to trade like the actual picks themselves, maybe be able to trade players right after their draft. They don't have to like wait a year or something. That'd be a good rule as well. I guess I want like McLean, or I want, because the thing is like the Cardinals don't really take two-way guys because Bubba Chandler's really good, but like we just don't really take guys like that. And we just took a third baseman in the first round last year, and I know that Montgomery projects to be a third baseman. Like we're just literally not going to need one because we have Arenado. But like even if Arenado opts out, Nolan Gorman got ridiculous pop.
Very interesting.
I got a lot of respect for Nolan Gorman because literally the day that the Cardinals traded for Nolan Arenado, he posted on his Instagram story saying, "Hey, who out there that follows me can help teach me second base?" I was like, that. I'm like, way to take that in stride, dog. Are the Cardinals? Is the plan for the Cardinals long term to put Tommy Edman at second and Gorman at shortstop, and we're just going to take a pitcher?
I'll take
that might be what's about to happen.
DeYoung off your hands for you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we do like decent trades with you guys. We gave you guys Steven Piscotty because it was like the right thing to do. I felt sad we had to let him go, but I don't know. A's typically, yeah, I don't know. I feel like we haven't ever gotten hosed by you guys in a trade. Plus the Piscotty thing, I don't know. We kind of stole Isringhausen from you guys, so that was a crazy story, actually. What'd you say?
I wasn't alive for that. You don't need to apologize for that.
Kelly, I always forget the age gap between us because I'm like Jason Isringhausen signed my first baseball glove. That's like my era. Like it's actually a really interesting story. I don't remember who it was, but I was listening to a podcast like with the Cardinals about Jason Isringhausen and how when the Cardinals were interested in signing him, apparently he was like infatuated like with the Cardinals. Like he literally like he called them during free agency and was like, "You guys have an opening at closer. Like if you he's like, this is what I want about."
Oh my goodness.
I got lied to. Y'all lied to me. You lied to me. You all lied to me. Khalil Watson lives. Khalil Watson of St. Louis lives. I said they should take a pitcher or an outfielder. I was saying they're great at pitcher development. They have a top 10 major league prospect who's 19 right now who's a shortstop. It wouldn't have made any sense.
That's exactly why it would have made sense. He's so young.
But so they're going to take an 18-year-old?
It's Will Bednar. I was hoping he would fall to the A's.
I honestly would. That's the other guy I had for. Oh my God! Please, I'm now going to look up Marlins top 30 by prospects right now and pray to God they have someone in their farms that can play shortstop. Like I'm praying to God that there's someone.
Tyler thought it was Watson here too.
That's why I was so nervous. Do they have anybody decent? They have three top 20 prospects that are 20 or younger right now that are all shortstops. That's not super encouraging. And they do have JJ Bleday, who's really good.
Bedley.
Oh, it is Bleday. It is Bleday.
I don't know. I've always called it Bedley, so that's why I was saying that.
Because it is BLE. I thought it was Bleday.
Bleday sounds like a weird pronunciation to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know if it was like a Martin Prado type beat where there's no accent, but he still was like, yeah, it's Martin Prado, not Martin. I don't know if it was gonna be one of those things. Milwaukee, they should take an outfielder. Actually, They actually should because they traded away Trent Grisham. Idiots.
Yeah.
I'll dunk all over this. I'll be even saltier though if Milwaukee takes him, but they shouldn't because they don't need.
Sal Frelick's still on the board, right?
Yes.
He's interesting. He's interesting because of with the speed and the hit combination.
I wish the Cardinals drafted for speed more. That's why I love the Carlson pick when it happened because the Cardinals, people thought it was a reach at the time, but I was like, he's such a good hitter. And I'm like, he can run and he's got a decent glove. I was excited. Same reason why I love Trent Grisham. Loved him in the minors. Loved him when he got called up. When the Brewers traded him, I was like, oh my God. I thought the Padres absolutely fleeced them. And I'm very glad that I've been proven right.
Man, I'm upset Will Bednar's off the board. I would have been extremely happy.
I am as well, but the alternative to why he's off the board is still making me happy. No, the Reds are going to take him, aren't they?
The A's have drafted enough highly physical upside players in my lifetime. Highly physical shortstops who with questions about their ability to hit for power in my lifetime.
Because Miami doesn't need a pitcher. Cincinnati also doesn't have a center fielder. I'm hoping
their outfield is a little old with Castellanos and Winker. Winker's 27, isn't he?
Yeah, and they don't have
He's not that old. He's just not athletic at all.
Yeah, center field is just getting a little, and center field's been kind of a revolving door because they're trying to like get Senzel playing time by putting him in center, right? Because India's been great at
they're a really good pitcher developing team, so they might feel like they can get
Hunter Green has been he was so hyped.
Not just like Hunter Green, I'm talking like TJ Anthony, Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray is having the best years of his career in Cincinnati.
Man. Now I'm nervous. I had the big scare and then I had to admit to myself like it's not going to happen. And now it all came back like that. It's all back immediately. Mm-hmm. Oh God.
I'm going to laugh so hard if the Cardinals end up passing on Watson.
Yeah. If they pass on Watson, here's the thing. Like I said, I'll get more excited because I'm like, if it's a bad first round pick, that means like 3 of the next 5 become good players. So we either hit or we hit way, way later. So, come on, don't
imagine if they do take
if they take Khalil Watson because
dude, he busts.
DeYoung's here's the thing: DeYoung's contract is up in 3 years anyway, or 3 years I think, might even be 4. But like by that time, that's when Watson would be ready. So that is. Come on, just take Will Taylor. You know you want to, Milwaukee. Come on, Will Taylor. Come on, he's such a good player. He's honestly, I would take him right now. Oh my God. I just don't know.
This so bad. I hate the Brewers so much.
So do I. Who else is available at the Reds? Could the Reds take like Colson Montgomery? That would make sense because Eugenio Suarez is terrible and they're going to want him to walk. That would make sense. A Colson Montgomery pick would make sense if they think they can keep India at second base. Would their plan be then to just – oh, dear God, here's what I'm hoping.
What?
I am hoping that the Reds are their front office currently believes that they can sign – a Baez, a Seager, a Correa this offseason, so they wouldn't make a play. They won't draft a shortstop because it's like, well, look how good we are right now. We need to draft like college pitcher or like someone that's going to contribute for us.
Frelick?
Yes, someone that can compete sooner rather than later. And we're going to sign a 26-year-old shortstop in free agency, and he's going to be our,
franchise guy.
Oh, please. Be that delusional Cincinnati. That's all I need. I need Milwaukee to honestly draft an outfielder like they should anyway. I need Miami to
I just saw the Brewers pick. Do you want me to say it or do you want me to not say it?
Don't say it.
I don't know. I can't. Ethan, remind me to never play poker against you. Oh man, it's so funny because admittedly I never care that much about the draft because the Cardinals like at the MLB level are always like, like chugging along. So I'm like, yeah, whoever we take, I'm sure will be like fine for us later. I actually care very much now. Mess available, please. You guys know you want Colson Montgomery, Cincinnati. You know you want him. You can play shortstop or third. Ooh. He hits lefty, I think. I won't be wrong on that. I think he's a lefty.
Let me. He does.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, you need the lefty. Votto's retiring. You need the lefty bat in the lineup.
He's a skinny dude. He's 6'4", only 190 pounds.
Yeah, good frame. Good frame. You can put some meat on him. Good frame. Good frame. Who's their GM? No one. I don't know who the GM for the Reds is. Where they're paying to make terrible decisions. Cardinals never fleeced the A's. Matt Holliday forgotten.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Wait, he was in Oakland? I thought he was in Colorado when we got him. I thought it was Colorado. Oh yeah.
Wasn't he in Oakland for like half a season or something?
He was. He wasn't. He had like the worst season of his career because he got screwed over by the different climate.
Well, I apologize for that.
If I remember correctly, he went from the thin air to the thick air of the Bay. Yeah, he went from Rockies to Oakland.
Which is weird because St. Louis is super humid. Like, it's not super, like, it's still thick air.
We really traded Houston Street, Greg Smith, and Carlos Gonzalez for him. Yeah. And then we traded Holiday for Brett Wallace, Clayton Morston, and Shane Peterson.
Brett Wallace played at the major league level.
He wasn't good at it.
He wasn't good, but he was there. Please.
He was like the best player on the Astros when the Astros were winning like 46 games a season.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember that name like being a name at like some point for a bad team. Remember when the Brewers got 4th place last year and made the playoffs?
Yeah.
Come on. Farms doesn't need his lower level pitching. Come on.
I was watching the draft on my phone, which died. So give me a second. I'll try my best to get that back up.
Yep, that's it.
Now it's real. Now the Cardinals' name is on the ticker, and now it's real. Now it's real. Now there's real hope. Now there is real hope inside me. Hey, 5'9" King, high socks. He's a good ball player. Can't wait for the Brewers to trade him for table scraps.
Let me go grab my charger. I'll be back very quickly.
Oh, Ethan, I know we were hoping they'd really like bumble this pick, but I'm not gonna lie, man. Right now, I'm just glad that it's still possible. All right,
the dream's still alive.
"Sweet Dreams" by Eurythmics is playing in my head on repeat right now. I'm like, come on, just get there. Just get there. Oakland traded Cargo for Matt Holliday.
Yeah.
John. John catching a body in banter right now. Good Lord. Good Lord, son. That is wow. That is a Matthew. No, read the room, dude. We just had a really good your mother joke. You can't just hit one right after. Just someone else. Like, come on, let's play situational baseball here. Like, oh God, he's getting spammed so. Oh my god.
I'm conflicted about the Brewers taking Frelick for multiple reasons. I like his skill set a lot, but I'm not sure how well he would fit into the A's system since he's a speed contact guy, and they don't really have a lot of those, and they don't really have a history of them under Billy Beane.
True.
Like the speediest guy on the team is Ramon Laureano, and he's not like a particularly strong contact hitter, but he has good pop. He's like, if you
farm
were to,
system need is catching for Miami. Is there literally anyone decent? Joe Mack is still on the board, right?
yeah.
And Joe Mack is a lefty, and it says that they're 29th in the major leagues in left-handed home runs. I'm going to cherry pick that major league caliber stat that they're putting on the television to say Joe Mack to the Marlins and Colson Montgomery, please, dear Lord, to the Reds, which would mean
Gunnar Hoglund to the Cardinals.
oh
Yeah.
God, shut your mouth. Honestly, though, you know what? Like, whatever. I like if we take a picture, good. Our pitching staff has been horrendous this year. It's been very injured and very bad. So, sure, but I actually no, we wouldn't take him. He's a lefty, isn't he? Oh no, he
No.
bats lefty, throws righty. I love that. I love a good LR combo.
Is that like the High Sox?
Yes. Yeah, one of my very good buddies I played Little League with is a righty thrower, he was righty thrower, lefty hitter. So I love I love that combo. I don't know why. It's just it doesn't make any sense to do it, but it works. Oh God. I will scream Juntos Miami right now if they don't take Watts. I won't scream because I'm on a microphone, but I will loudly say Juntos Miami.
Take off your headphones and then scream.
Yeah, I'll do it from back here. That way I'll be leaned back. Don't show me Derek Jeter right now. All right. I'm trying to have a nice time. Look at his nipples poking out from that quarter zip, dude. My God. I do enjoy that his role in spotlight has been removed by someone actually competent in the GM role. I saw they're trying to lock up Marte long term.
Marte's a fine player.
I think he's gonna have to move to left eventually, but I think that
he's still a plus defender. He's still an above average.
I was gonna say it's not like yeah. Oh please, come on.
There's rumors. Do you want me to tell you the rumors?
No. The selection's in right now. Juntos Miami. I'll say it right now. There it is.
Yeah.
The dream's dead.
Gunnar Hoglund, baby.
Yeah, honestly, it's gonna be Montgomery, I bet, for us. Dang, I really wanted him. But honestly, like I said,
Ben Montgomery was already taken, wasn't he?
No, Colson Montgomery, was he taken already?
I said Benny Montgomery.
Oh no, sorry, I meant Colson.
All right,
because he's a shortstop.
Yeah, the
third
third
base guy.
The
Yeah.
third baseman.
Like I said, though, not that upset because if you had told me going into draft night that the Cardinals would be 2 picks away when Khalil Watson had been taken, I would have called you certifiably insane. So, bummer, but we move. God, showing me a Jose Ramirez comp while they're doing it too. Just rubbing it in my face. That stinks. I am shocked he fell this far, truly.
It is wild.
Do you think he was just over asking for slot?
Maybe.
Or did he just tell
teams are put off by
or did he just tell teams that didn't make the playoffs last year, I won't sign with you? He
if
could have
that's the
said
case, then I'm glad he went to Miami. That's what he deserves.
That's hilarious. Literally the first available playoff team was like, yep, we're 10 games under. We'll take
Brewers.
it.
The Brewers made the playoffs last year.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Neither does the Marlins then.
They won a playoff series.
Against the Cubs, though.
Yeah, true. That's slander hour. I'm still in shock. The Cardinals were like this close to beating the Padres last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm terrified to think about what would have happened if we had beaten them.
Probably would have won the World Series.
10-year contract for Yachty, baby. It's that
my
leadership
God.
he brings. That's the reason they won.
I cannot wait for Yadier Molina. Yadier Molina will definitely be like a bench coach for us, though. I guarantee it.
It's gonna
I know-
tell all the baby catchers to tell their pitcher to bean hitters.
Yeah. Hey, he's gonna be like, let me say about catcher ERA. All right. It's my favorite stat. It's my favorite stat to use because it's the most arbitrary thing on planet Earth.
Molina would be the coach who always gets thrown out of games for arguing calls from the bench.
Honestly, though, that's good. You need a guy like that. I'm shocked that doesn't exist. St. Louis Cardinals, if anyone in the organization is watching right now, hire me for the rest of the season to put me in a uniform, and I will just wait for Mike Schilt to tell me, go out there and scream obscenities until you're kicked out of the game. I will do that for I'll do that for like 30 grand for like the rest of the year, dude. Like, just give me like enough to like keep the lights on. Like, that's really all I need. Just go out there and like once a week for Mike Schilt to be like, I need to stay in this game, but here's what I want you to say. And then just give me like the laundry list of like obscenities. And I'll go through them all.
Occasionally just throw bats onto the field.
Oh yeah, get the ball, the like bucket of balls, just sucking it out there. I'll go David Ortiz on a payphone, like whatever you want, man. Like I'll bring props. I'll make this like Carrot Top with like Carrot Top and therapy. I'll like get out like whatever you want. I'll beat up the Philly fanatic. I think that just needs to happen again, not for any particular reason. Just it's a smug mascot that needs to get beat up.
Calm down, Bobby Cox.
No, it's Lasorda beat him up
Or
too, man.
yeah. Hey, they were both grumpy guys.
That's true. Does Cox have the all-time record for
I believe he is the guy who's been ejected most. I know he's been ejected from World Series games.
That's incredible to get kicked out of that.
Yeah. Watching the draft, I know it's not likely to happen. What happened?
Dude, Matthew Penn, this is abuse, man. That is just sheer abuse. 12 L's in the chat. That's literally, good God, that's like 30% of the active people in the Discord.
He edited it to baseball. Well, that's cheap.
No, that makes it funnier. That I honestly want to pin that. That should be pinned. I want pinned baseball,
Pin baseball
12
with 12 L's.
Yeah. Oh man.
Looking at
Sorry, go ahead.
Looking at how the draft's shaking up, I know it's very unlikely to happen, but I can't help but really like the idea of Gunnar Hoglund to the A's because the A's do well with guys who maybe don't have the best raw stuff, but have good control and are able to play up because of that. And, Bassett, Minai, Irvin, Dalton Jeffries in their system.
Former Pirates legend Gunnar Hoglund, dude.
Yeah. Man, I know it's not likely to happen because they've been connected with a bunch of position players, specifically prep outfielders is what I remember hearing a lot about. But man, if he falls to them, I hope they take him.
I was gonna say, Kelly, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Hoglund might actually be the guy that I want now because, like, for the exact reasons you just mentioned of control guy that has a like big frame that throws like just high quality pitches. Cardinals kind of need that they need it badly. So, yeah, Salvador Perez, I think, by the way, is going to absolutely stink in the home run derby.
I hope.
I really just think he will.
Just so I can bully editor Ryan Rudy about it.
Oh man,
it's just such an exciting cast of just young like superstar players in this derby.
It's an exciting cast of like, but I feel like the first round is super obvious. Like MLB did a poll on their Instagram story, and like everyone I voted on, it was like 80-20. Like everyone, like I think that it's only gonna get interesting by the time they get to semis. Cardinals need Austin Gomber Oh my God. Listen, is Austin Gomber starting in the All-Star game? Then I don't want to hear it. All right. Until Austin Gomber starts the All-Star game. There's also actually, I'll say this. Nolan Arenado could have like absolutely stunk, and there's still no way the Rockies win that trade. Like, you fumbled the best player that's ever played for your franchise. Like, you mishandled that so poorly. Like, there's just no way they could have won that trade. And also, we gave them absolute garbage. So,
Yeah.
pick is in. I also hate the Reds. Ethan, I'm so glad you're on this, man.
The Brewers were my least favorite team for years.
Years
and years.
The Reds are a scumbag team ever since Johnny Cueto like almost killed Jason LaRue.
Yep.
So,
yep. Amir Garrett's what pushed it over the edge for me.
oh, really? Okay. See, that I enjoyed. I enjoyed that Amir Garrett was like 25 on 1. I got this. Like, that was sick. I'm sorry.
Except
That's cool.
he didn't get it, though. He got smoked.
I know he did, but see, this is literally what I was hoping for. I really just needed the Marlins to not do this, man. I knew the Reds were going to take, because India's going to play third long term. So close. It's all right.
Watch the A's take like Judge Fabian or another Judge Fabian or Joshua Baez, some big physically gifted outfielder who has swing and miss issues.
I'll be very concerned if they take like is it Pacheco? Who's that kid? Third baseman?
Isaac Pacheco.
Yeah, I'd be very worried as an A's fan if they take anyone that can play a lick of third base.
Well, I mean, there's discussion of possibly having Tyler Soderstrom move to third base just because he's not the best defensively and he has such a good hit tool.
I was going to say that would be.
Well, I'm actually, for a long time, ever since 2019, I've been of the opinion that Matt Chapman is not the guy you want to extend long term simply because his hit tool isn't the best and because of his devil may care play in the field might leads to a higher injury risk. We've seen the song and dance before with Eric Chavez. He has the biggest contract extension in A's history, and he ended up not really being able to play during it at all because he injured himself playing the defense he's known for.
You may be the only A's fan on the planet I know that doesn't want Matt Chapman long term. Really?
If we can keep him long term, it would be great. I'm just saying he's not the Matt I want extended long term. I would much rather have Matt Olson extended long term.
Yeah, we'll take Matt Chapman. Trade him to us. We'll turn him into a first baseman. And then he won't get hurt. And then we will be forgiven for the John Nagowski robbery the Pirates did to us. How much cash? I want to know. That's the thing. Like, right? Dude, cheap ownership, man. Ridiculous. Who are we going to take? You should have seen all the stuff
on Pirates Twitter about
how hyped you were for Nagowski. Yeah.
No, how much people hated when they traded for Nagowski. Because like, oh, well, who is this guy? What's he going to do?
Hey, you know what he does? He's got a great work ethic. That's what he has. Truly. I mean that. Like, I know that's not like something you can point to like statistically. It's a nice like boomer thing to talk about, but it's true. I watched Nagowski put in so much work during spring training. Like watching him out in left field, like taking reps. Everyone in the organization talked about like how ready and willing he was to like learn from guys like way younger than him, like talking like Tyler O'Neill, Dylan Carlson, like guy like Bader, like working with that, like starting outfielders and being like, look, like I want a job. And I'm obviously not starting over Paul Goldschmidt.
Right.
I think that someone having a high work ethic is very important, especially in baseball, just because it's such a long season and because there's always something to be improved upon. I do believe that having a high work ethic is important, and if there are work ethic issues, that's a pretty big red flag. But it's just you don't hear about stuff like character stuff in baseball the way you do in football, so it's not really brought up.
I also think though that baseball, for different reasons than what football has, character stuff in football is a lot of it. There's a lot of racial connotations with it, and baseball, because of up and obviously has a very, very publicized history of like desegregating the game and stuff, but the barrier of entry into the game, the game of baseball has definitely been lowered in recent memory. And so I think we're going to start to see like more like non-white players and things like that, because I think that that's the reason character issues don't get brought up, is it's such a predominantly white game that that sort of race baiting means of lowering the draft stock of players doesn't happen as often in baseball as it does in professional football.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that AJ Puck, when he was being drafted, he had like he had a trespassing charge against him that raised concerns. But that's really the only thing I can think of character issues in the draft.
All right.
What's the pick? Let's see it.
I'll tell you on a scale of 1 to 10 how
Judd
excited
Fabian.
I am about
Judd
this.
Fabian. Judd Fabian.
Michael McGreevy, righty from UC Santa Barbara. That's not bad. I don't hate it. I'm not. It's a very Cardinals pick.
I mean, he's another player like.
His highest scout grade is control. So I don't hate it. It's like I said, big kid. The reason I was a little worried that they weren't going to take they weren't going to maybe take a guy like Hoagland is that Hoagland doesn't throw a curveball, which I know is nuts, but like the Cardinals love dudes that can throw a curveball.
I mean, if you have a pitching coach who's really good at developing curveballs, I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, it's like the Padres with their changeups. Yeah,
McGreevy's developing it right now, and so I think the thought process is he's got 2 breaking pitches he's developing right now. He's got
him into the system and help.
Exactly. He's got a fastball and a changeup that's MLB ready right now. He just needs to develop the breaking pitch. It's a curveball and a slider, and I think the Cardinals are going to draft him and go, yeah, you're not throwing a slider anymore. Mm-hmm. It's fine. This is a very Cardinals pick. This is why the draft for me is never as exciting as it is for other teams. This is a St. Louis Cardinals pick. We took a pitcher that's a right-handed 6'4" guy that has a good fastball and will have a good curveball. Excitement meter is like a 4 out of 10. But in terms of am I happy with the pick out of 10, I give like an 8. Like, yeah. This is the pick that I'm like, this makes sense. Because there's no lefty bat there's no lefty bat available that I'm like dying to have. Right now that I say that,
Joe Mack is still available, isn't he?
Yeah, but dude, Ivan Herrera is good, and
let's be honest, Molina is still going to be blocking Mac when Mac's Major League ready.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I honestly really like Ivan Herrera. He's really good. In my, what does he rank, like top 10? I'm pretty sure he's 21. He's a 55 overall, but it's his top grades are hit, arm, and field. So that's just the kind of guy the Cardinals really want. So, dang, there's a lot of air out of my tires right now, man. That Watson, I would have blown my top if Watson was available. Yeah, looking at the highlights, he's got a nice curveball. This is St. Louis Cardinals pitcher.
Yeah.
This is. I look at this and I'm like, this makes a lot of sense.
I think it's worth pointing out that when they were grading it, they had it listed as a slider. It was a 55 grade slider, I believe, but they might just change. It might just be a wording thing.
Yeah, I know. I know because I was reading his MLB pipeline, and he has 2 distinct breaking pitches with his solid slider a touch ahead of his developing curveball. So I think that the idea is if his slider, they're maybe going to try to shy away from developing the slider if it's already there. And try to get that curveball. And if the slider is also there, great. But they might try to teach him to throw a different pitch. Yeah. Because, we'll get him to throw the Wainwright curveball so we can.
Yeah. Jordan Hicks is still on the board, right?
No, he pitches for the Cardinals. Okay.
Jordan Hicks.
He doesn't
Jordan
pitch.
Wicks,
He isn't.
white guy from Kansas State.
Oh,
I think he's still on. I think if I remember correctly, he's still available. I mean, let me look at
he's
the
21.
ticker at the bottom to remember.
Is it Libertor's 21 as well, right? All right, call them both up at the same time. I'll be fine with this. I'd be fine with this.
Libertor, he gave up some dingers today at the Futures game, didn't he?
Yeah, he gets if I remember, he gives up a lot. He gives up like a home run a start, which is not great. But
This dude was supposed to be the next Clayton Kershaw. He sucks.
yeah, no, what do you mean he sucks? He's not bad.
Yeah, no.
He's
no Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, but
I wrote about that trade, and Arozarena was the last player I mentioned, and I gave him like 2 or 3 sentences because he was such an afterthought.
All right, here's. Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this: would you rather have Randy Arozarena or Tyler O'Neill? Look at their stat lines.
I'm not familiar with either's stat lines.
Tyler O'Neill's having a better season, and Tyler O'Neill is a better defender. And Tyler O'Neill is like 95th percentile speed for sprint speed.
Tyler O'Neill's also like 5'10", 250 pounds. He's a
large man. Because Dylan Carlson came up as a center fielder. He's a plus defender in the corners and a below average defender in center field. So in a world in which we don't make the Arozarena trade, Arozarena is in left, Tyler O'Neill is in right, and Carlson is in center, and we're a worse defensive team. So I would prefer to try to find a center fielder that's not Harrison Bader.
I was about to say, what's Bader's OPS?
What's center fielder who can hit a baseball?
He was hurt for like a decent amount of the year. Let me pull up his fan graphs right now. I can tell you what we're rocking with. But there's I don't know. Like I keeping Dylan Carlson in the corner is good because he's much better defensively, and I'm glad that because like I know that just happens with guys where if you try to play them in a position that they're not really comfortable with or can't handle at the level that they're at, that their bat suffers, and he's getting on base really well. He's hitting lead. He's proven he can be like a 1 or 2 hitter for us. He's proven he can be a good top of the order guy. The power just has to develop a little bit, so I'd much rather leave. Like I'm putting essentially it's like I'd rather let Dylan Carlson be the one to develop and be comfortable than Randy Arozarena because Carlson's 4 years younger and the potential power tool of Carlson getting unlocked at the major league level is tantalizing.
Yeah.
Harrison Bader right now has a 98 WRC plus or 95 WRC plus and has been worth 0.8 WAR this year.
I mean, given that he's like 1/8 to Victor Robles' 1B to best defensive center fielders, that's very good.
Yeah, and also he's only done that. That's in 31 games. He's been hurt. So like I'll take that. That means he's on pace for. That means he's on pace for what, like a 3 WAR season. I will take that because he's cheaper than what Randy Arozarena will be too. Like that money has to go somewhere. And knowing the Cardinals, it's like, oh, there's Hoagland.
All right.
That's hilarious. That means the Cardinals, or that means the Blue Jays were like, all right, whatever pitcher the Cardinals take, we got the other one for sure.
I think that simplifies things for
it does.
Which pitcher I want to go to the A's, and I was gonna bring it up earlier, but Jordan Wicks. The A's love their changeups. Everybody in all of their starters throw one. A lot of their relievers throw one. The only Frankie Montas throws a split finger as his change, but he threw a change for a long time before he started going to the split finger. And Wicks has a very good changeup, which appeals to me because the A's are able to do a lot of work with changeups. Sean Manaea uses it as his primary off-speed pitch for a long time. Chris Bassett used his changeup as his primary off-speed pitch. They're a big fan of changeups, is what I'm saying. So getting a guy with a good changeup in the system is a good thing, and I think could work out really well.
Nice. Now I'm on Harrison Bader's fan graph. You guys got my brain working again, as if I can convince myself that I actually like him. I will say, here's the encouraging thing about Harrison Bader. Career strikeout percentage is 28%. It's at 16 this year. Last year, he hit 226 and his BABIP was 317. This year, he's hitting 234 and his BABIP is 229. So, his hitting's kind of stabilizing. He's cutting way down on strikeouts. Yeah. If he's an average hitter and he's the best defensive center fielder in the game, it makes Tyler O'Neill and Dylan Carlson's job easier because their job is to actually be rock star hitters. So that's really all I'm concerned about. Yankees, I don't care who they take. I hope he stinks. Yeah. Actually, I'll say that with the next 2 picks. I don't care who the Cubs take either. I hope they stink. Yep. Actually, no, dude. If the Cubs take Montgomery, I'll be like,
honestly, I'll really just be happy with anybody as long as they're not a very physical prospect with hit tool with a below average hit tool.
Kyler Murray? No, I'm kidding.
I was thinking Logan Davidson.
I don't know Kyler Murray's full baseball scattering report. I still believe this thought is I think Murray's gonna play like there's the style he plays the NFL and stuff. Murray feels ripe to be like a guy that plays for like only like 12 years. I don't know. Murray doesn't think that guy will play till he's 40. I bet he comes back and plays baseball.
I highly doubt he plays baseball.
You think at all? I think he will because he'll retire a little early from the NFL.
But I mean, he's a good enough. He's a good quarterback. He's in the top half of the league.
No, for sure. I just think his size and style of play lends itself to.
But injury. I mean, how long had Drew Brees was undersized? Of course, he wasn't the runner that Murray is, but he still lasts a long time. There's a good organization in Arizona. I believe that they will protect Murray well, and I do believe that he's gonna spend his physical peak and subsequent decline, but still, when he's still going to be a good athlete as playing football. And I don't. If he does play baseball, I think it's going to be like a Tim Tebow situation where he's just not good.
Jacksonville Jaguars tight end. Crazy the Jags gave a career minor league baseball player an NFL contract. Isn't that nuts? Good for Tim Tebow, dude. He grinded for over a decade in the minor leagues to get a contract in the NFL.
It's not surprising considering their coach is Urban Meyer.
It's also, I saw a great tweet that I 100% agree with. That was that Meyer signed Tebow because he's a great relationship and knows he's a good locker room guy, but it also takes much media off Trevor Lawrence.
I also can see that.
They did it so that way Lawrence wouldn't have as much. The media circus would be, what's it like being a tight end, Tim? Not, Trevor, are you nervous at all to face the fact that both the Titans and Colts have multiple all-pros on defense at all 3 levels? Because he'll lie to them and go, no. And it's like, yeah, you are. This is where it's revealed I'm a Colts fan. Jaguars stink. Trey Sweeney, Eastern Illinois Panthers. Shout out the Illinois boys, man. Shout out my 5th grade teacher and former Eastern Illinois football player, Brian Pindar. It's a wonderful man. Hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say about Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo went there. Tony Romo went there. I don't know any baseball players. I know a lot of football players that played at Eastern Illinois. I don't know any baseball players, though. Do they have any in the MLB?
I don't know. I just really don't know what to say because, he's a good player, but I don't really know the Yankees system. It's a good system. I'm just not that familiar with it. But secondarily, I don't really think that this pick affects the A's very much because I think they're either going to take an outfielder or a pitcher.
There are 10 players in Major League Baseball history that attended Eastern Illinois University. There is no chance.
Randy Myers is the best one.
Randy Myers, Padres legend.
Wait, I'm on Baseball Almanac. Where are you? I don't see that.
Baseball Reference.
That might be the better one to use here. Did they not play a game this year? What?
Apparently, it does affect the A's because Trey Sweeney has been connected to Oakland in several mock drafts.
Oh, there you go. So it's 20. Oh, that was a pitcher list only. That makes way more sense. I was like, weird. It's only pitchers.
Apparently, the Cubs are selecting Jordan Wicks, which screws up my hope and plan.
He's Kansas State, right? He's a big kid.
Kansas State, Jordan Wicks.
He does wear rec specs, so you have to give him +5 to all of his tools. Keep that in mind. That's how that works. That's another one of my rules. Rec specs
haven't really helped out Luzardo.
Well, maybe he needs more old school ones. Get him the major league, like just full on glasses, man. Get him some Sogard spectacles. Chicago Cubs legend Eric Sogard.
Like, I don't really know if there are any starters still on the board that I really like for the A's, or in the first round at least. I mean, I get Chase Petty has a big arm, but I mean, the A's, they're not really a team for big arms.
Is Bubba Chandler good enough?
I don't know. I think the big appeal with him is that he's a two-way player, and I don't really know how to feel about that.
Yeah, same. Because the Angels have both examples, I think, of like two-way guys that are at the major league level are proven, which is Walsh and Ohtani. Like, you can draft a two-way guy that ends up becoming, I don't know.
There's also Jake Cronenworth.
Did he pitch in the minor leagues like thoroughly?
Well, not thoroughly, but like inning here and there. But he also pitched in college.
Because I know Walsh has like a season in the minors where he had like 60 innings pitched out of the bullpen.
I think that Cronenworth only had like a handful of appearances.
Got it. Because Walsh, I knew it was like he had like chronic like fatigue and stuff, and then it was like you just got to give up one or the other. And he was like, well, I can hit home runs, so I'm going to choose hitting and just play first base. Shout out Jared Walsh. Had him in fantasy.
Yeah, me too.
Unbelievable ball player. Had my eye on him all last year. I was like, but he's having a nice 2020. I'm like, it might be a guy to keep. Unreal. Jay Allen. It's not a bad ball player either. That camera is very close to that gentleman's face, too.
Will Taylor is still on the board, which he might, if he falls to the A's. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's likely they take him.
Trey Sweeney. What a Yankees looking pick, dude. I mean that in a derogatory way. Guys. He just looks like DJ LeMahieu, you know what I mean? Like just unassuming white guy. I love watching this on mute too because I have no idea what they're saying. Like he could be so nice right now, and I just assume it's like blah blah. That's, you know what, that is genuine Yankees slander. That also ties into, I think there are some other connotations, but like the no beard rule and stuff. I need one prominent Muslim baseball player to be like, yeah, you guys want to sign me? This is not going. Or just like Aaron Judge to convert. That's what I want to see happen. I really got to watch yet another shortstop. That's what did Peyton say? I really got to watch yet another shortstop.
Our editor, or not editor, our producer Peyton, not a fan of this pick for the Yankees.
To say the least. New York native Peyton, very upset. Cubs, please make us a stinky one. Yep, you weren't wrong. Jordan Wicks.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. Peyton never heard his voice, but I imagine that would have been delivered hilariously had he said something. I said that out loud. Oh my God, the dude's already balding.
Rip.
Look at that.
My stream's behind. I'm just looking at Rob Banford.
He's
But
quick
your
to
statement
put-
is still applicable.
He's quick to put the hat on. Get him the hat. Don't give him just the jersey. Yeah, get the hat on him.
There it is.
There you go. There you go. Get the hat on. Get the hat on.
You're not wrong. He looks a little like Trey Young.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, dear God, let me get that on.
Are they also going to broadcast the competitive balance picks?
I would assume so. It's first round. We said the Derby. As a draft, I assume the draft takes place like, is it early afternoon tomorrow? It's not the same time as the Derby. MLB draft day 2. I really should know this ahead of time, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
And first round, day 2, yeah, it begins at noon. I have work.
Interesting.
I have work for the first hour of that. I'll stream that at work. I'm just kidding. I won't do that.
Listen, I don't really. As long as it's not Judd Fabian, I mean, Judd Fabian just reminds me too much of Austin Beck, who Beck was a high school player, but I mean both physical outfielders who have questionable hit tools.
Will Taylor's still on the board. Did the Sox take him to play right?
I heard rumors that they were taking a shortstop. I don't remember which one. Hold on, let me look.
So I'm thinking like right field's really the only spot in the lineup that they don't have a well, I guess first base not long term, but no, I take that back. They got Andrew Vaughn, or / Eloy Jimenez, who will end up.
Rumors say that the White Sox are selecting shortstop Colston Montgomery.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a believer. It's how many years of Tim Anderson insanely high BABIP will we have to deal with before we just admit that he actually just does hit 300? Because I'm sure BABIP is a little bit of luck, but
I mean,
sometimes people are just that good at placing hits. He's like, I know where if I swing. Like David Fletcher does that.
I mean, he just has a really good contact ability, and he just and he swings a lot. He's also got good speed, which is another good, part of it.
26% hard hit rate by second baseman since 2020. Yeah, Nick Madrigal is the White Sox starting second baseman, so that's why they're not high in hit percentage. That's not what this stat is just so slightly. It's just sometimes that is blatantly cherry picked. Where I'm like, they're not paying Nick Madrigal to hit the ball hard. They're paying him to play good defense
and be like a 90 WRC plus guy.
That's what I'm saying. They're paying him to play good defense and play, be good enough with a bat to hit ninth.
He's not going to hit ninth. He's better. He's better than that. He's got. I'm a believer that.
I don't think he's bad, but
I'm a believer that Madrigal can be like a 6th or 7th type hitter. I think that he can be a franchise shortstop.
I agree, but the Sox, the bats in the lineup are just so good everywhere else because you're not hitting him over anyone in the outfield. You're not hitting over take a fully healthy White Sox team right now. Who would you play? I guess you'd hit him 8th because whoever they're playing in right field would hit behind him, but that's it. Because Robert,
but they also have a really good lineup.
That's what I mean. The lineup is just that good.
I believe that. I know I just called him a 90 WRC plus guy, but I think that's his floor. I fully believe that Madrigal's can be like a 100, 110, 120 WRC plus guy.
120, you think?
Yeah, I mean if he draws enough walks.
I want to pull some up for comparison.
He has good legs. He could out a good amount of doubles.
Why is Dylan Carlson Kurt Cobain the third Google search? What? Oh, he's a musician. Okay.
You don't know who Kurt Cobain is?
No. Dylan Carlson. There's a musician named
Oh.
Dylan Carlson. I was gonna pull up Dylan Carlson's fan graphs because I just want to get a sense of where his WRC plus is right now.
Yeah.
And I typed in Dylan Carlson, said Dylan Carlson, Kurt Cobain. And I'm like, I know they weren't friends. So oh my God, they're running a Chris Bryant interview. How fun it would be if he gets traded right now. About him getting drafted by the Cubs. How funny. I would cry. Dylan Carlson, there's a WRC plus right now of 106. Okay, that's good to know.
There are two outfielders I would be happy with the A's taking. Will Taylor. The other is Christian Franklin. I'm a believer that Christian Frank. I'm gonna get mocked for this since many people don't believe Christian Franklin's higher than is a first round pick. I believe that he has the physical ability. He has one of the best. I think he can be a 60 to 70 grade power hitter. Maybe not 70. He's not that big, but I fully believe he can be a 70 grade power hitter. I do believe that in his final season, he really lowered the strikeouts, where he really showed improvement in his ability to make contact. And I have a full belief that he can maintain that into not the major leagues, into professional baseball.
Now, Callie, I know you said that you think 70's out of the question. Does he wear high socks?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Because if he does, and I think
Yeah.
70s, I think 70 is 100% reasonable. This is how one of the two you're gonna have a job in baseball, and it's gonna be like 30 years from now. And whichever team I'm working for, I'm gonna be the one making the phone call for the draft. And you guys are intentionally gonna put some
Yes, I
player
saw.
like in rec specs, high socks, and like have them like legally change their name. And I'll be in the draft room like, we have to take them. We have to take them. just play the long con and absolutely get me.
This team's gonna have this certain scout in attendance. Can we have this guy pull up?
Yeah, exactly.
pull up a fan
Exactly.
whisper?
Just bribing the manager to make him wear they're just glasses with no prescription. They're good for the glare. They're good for the glare. Coach, you sure about this? I am sure about this.
Hey son, have you ever heard of stirrups before? Here, try
Yeah.
these on.
Forcing our entire minor league systems to wear stirrups just so they have higher trade value for you. Ace pick soon. Cubs were the 21st.
Yeah.
Wait, the White Sox just went too, didn't they? Yeah, the White Sox.
Yes,
went
they
first.
did.
So
No. Well, I mean, they just. I mean, pick is in. So
all right.
I think it's going to get announced like right now. So, but yes.
All right.
I'll say, Ethan, how has it felt watching Callie and I have to bargain? like who we're gonna? You've been sitting pretty all night because you're like, Pirates are gonna make their pick, and then I just get to sit back and watch everyone else react.
Right. The thing is, and I know I'm in the minority with Pirates fans in this, I was not going to be upset no matter who the pick was. Because I trust Ben Cherington that much.
Okay.
See, now I feel bad. I fired him in my OOTP save, but I hired Ken Griffey Jr., which is cool.
Yeah.
Christian threw a bit of a hissy fit when they didn't highlight the Angels prospect during the futures game because Ken Griffey Jr. is interviewing, and I'm like, hey, Christian, I gotta be honest, man. I'd rather hear Ken Griffey Jr. talk, dude.
Right.
Colson Montgomery, there it is.
I really have no idea what it's going to be, and I
really throws a bats lefty, throws righty. Sorry, throws lefty, bats righty. Nice. Kelly, I was about to say you have no idea still.
I have no idea who it's going to be, and I don't really, outside of Judge Fabian, I don't really care because the A's draft is never the draft is never huge for the A's. I just think that. I just hope it's not Fabian because I've been burnt out on too many prospects who are known for their physical stuff and then have 25, 30 plus strikeout rates.
I'm curious, is there a college outfielder I'm thinking like a Garrett because Atlanta's up in a couple picks. Is there someone right now that Atlanta could take that's like an outfielder that's available that they could literally call up in like September if like
No.
things are really going poorly?
No.
Yeah, there really isn't.
I mean, I don't think there's any player like that, except for maybe Kevin Cobbs, but he's a relief pitcher.
Right. Maybe Christian Franklin, but that's his second rounder.
There's also questions about Franklin's hit tool, which I believe he improved in the final year of his college career. But it was 1 year, so not everybody's convinced.
Yeah, but the other thing about like Franklin that I think is really encouraging is how much better his play discipline got in college. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think he's pretty solid defensively. I mean, he's got
he's
a crazy good arm. Like, yeah,
he's someone who can stick at center field.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm like, would Atlanta? No, Atlanta's probably going to call up
Christian
Drew Waters.
Pache.
He's so good defensively. Oh my god.
Yeah, between Waters and Pache, I don't think they really need a outfielder.
Oh my god. Cleveland's ERA last year, ridiculous.
Gosh. It wasn't even the best in the league either.
Who had it first? Was it
Dodgers would be my guess.
I was gonna say I would guess Dodgers, but like what is it, Milwaukee maybe? Like was it one of those?
I don't think it was Milwaukee. That was before Brinson Woodruff went supernova.
Dang. Yeah, this draft really is like, yeah.
I mean, they've always been successful with developing pitchers. I mean, so maybe you stick with that, but they're on the position player side, they've struggled. So I don't know. Maybe they go high upside position player here, and then fill out the rest of the draft with a bunch of pitchers they can develop.
The Dodgers team ERA last year was 3.02. That's unfair.
Oh my god. Farm system need for Cleveland is center field. Is this Judd Fabian season?
I would actually be very happy if Judd Fabian is not available when the A's pick. Let me see if there's any rumors.
I hate ESPN. Ain't no way about to be 3 hours through this and only on pick 23. Really on 3 hours? Yeah, dude, this is my other – I'll say this. If I were Major League Baseball, I would try my goddamn best to make sure that the draft went as fast as possible. So that way I'd be like, see, baseball's not actually slow. NFL draft takes forever. Look how fast we do it. Oh, my God.
Not really seeing any rumors on.
Neither am I. I mean, they have 2.5 more minutes, so the pick even has to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Anderson, all-star replacement. Good for Tim.
Okay.
Chris Bassett as well. Still a sham that freaking Acuna got hurt. And I was like, oh, good. Tyler O'Neill will get the respect on his name he deserves and be an all-star replacement because an outfielder got hurt. Psych.
It was Machado, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is like fair. Manny Machado is a better baseball player than Tyler O'Neill, but I'm like, isn't the whole idea, guys, that we have a certain amount of players at each position? It's annoying. I'm leaning
back. Did they
back
announce
now.
who's starting instead of Acuna yet?
I don't think so.
It should be Brian Reynolds. 100%.
I was going to say, that makes sense.
Oh, apparently there are sources that are saying that Cleveland will take Gavin Williams, right-handed pitcher. I remember hearing he's a very hard thrower. Let me just check.
See, and getting any? Nope, sorry. Thought that might have been a text about the draft. My friend sent me a picture of a frog. It's a very nice frog, though. I will say thank you, Will, for that.
Yeah, Williams has touched 101 before. So, you know. Big guy, 6'6", 238 pounds.
11-5 career record with 2 saves. I'm not too quiet from back here, am I?
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
No.
Sick. Good God, son. Playing the wrong sport. I mean, you're not. Thank you for playing the game of baseball, Gavin. But woo.
Pirates legend.
And there's another guy.
No, it just said Pirates on his jersey.
Oh, I was gonna say. I thought the Rays picked him like 3 or 4 years ago. Wow, against Vandy. Oh yeah, he had the 13 Ks. Those Vanderbilt alternates are terrible. The black with the gold pinstripe.
I actually really like them.
Are they good in person? Because on camera they just don't look great.
I actually think they look fine in on camera, but they look better in person for sure.
I've been treated to
But I also just don't like uniforms with pants that are something other than white or gray. So I have that. So I don't really like that.
Bleacher Report is claiming that Michael
boy.
McGreevy has command of all 4 pitches, by the way. So that's great. Thank you for that. So
that came from Bleacher Report. That's basically Bob Nightingale.
Yeah.
So.
No. I mean, at the very least, it would have been way worse if Bleacher Report was like, Cardinals picked up a stud. I'd be like, well, we're toast. Didn't he tweet about Acuna or something too? Like, I swear that happened.
Who?
Bob Nightingale, like 2 days ago, I think, said something about.
Oh, I hope not.
Like, it just always happens.
This is the last pick before the A's are on the board.
No, nothing like good Bob Nightingale. The Yankees are on the wrong side of history about like a random stat. And I'm like, yeah, just like implicitly they are. Like not even like an on baseball field thing. Like, yeah. Welcome back to me doing my doom scrolling of Bob Nightingale's timeline and going, what goes through your mind?
Mm-hmm.
Will Taylor still on the board.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Cusack is too, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Atlanta might take a pitcher here, honestly, with the luck they've had.
I mean, you can really never have enough pitching prospects.
I was just say, like, Ty Madden seems like a kind of a no-brainer here.
I'm surprised Ty Madden has fallen.
Yeah, me too.
A lot of sites had him as a very high pick, like in their, like easily in the top 20.
Ah! Dang, really? Just about that Pujols stat line. I'm still in awe of that game last night that he had.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he homer off of Josh Reddick yesterday?
Dude,
yeah.
It was a bomb. Like I mean, obviously it was like a BP type thing, but like it had like 3% of that Brad Lidge energy of the second he made contact. You were like, oh Lord, that ball is murdered.
I mean, Ty Madden on the board is between hopefully both Ty Madden and Will what's his name? Will Taylor and two of Will Taylor, Ty Madden and Ryan Cusack are going to be on the board, which I'm happy with.
I'm also very curious for Minnesota's pick because I know they're going to go pitching, but I don't know who. They honestly there's some high school third baseman on the board too right now. That would make sense. I just feel bad for the Braves.
Yeah.
This is a tough season. You guys think Freeman is going to leave?
Ooh,
No.
I don't know.
I think he tests free agency to drive his price up, but I think he resigns. Like, I think he'll officially file for free agency, but I just don't see any team that has – there's no team that's a contender that desperately needs it that could afford him.
Yeah.
Biggest surprise so far?
That's still. I mean, Ty Madden being available is still a surprise.
Yeah, let's limit it to say we said the Royals pick, so like of the top 10. So like since pick 10.
Yeah, I think
It has
I'm
to be
cool with
Watson falling to 16, right?
Yeah, that's a
that
storyline
too.
to watch for sure.
that too. I do think that's the bigger surprise than Ty Madden.
Dude, that's a disgusting middle infield. If Watson develop, oh my god, Watson and Chisholm together, whoo, that's electric. Marlins just need a less ugly stadium and uniform, and they'd be so much more fun to root for.
I like their uniforms.
I love their City Connect.
I also think their regular uniforms are pretty fine.
I miss the '90s logo, man. When they had the Florida Marlins, it was
And the
nice.
teal.
Yeah, it just
The teal was nice.
teal was it had like a weird phase where like the D-backs had it and they got rid of it too. And I just think teal's a nice uniform color.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of, unique uniform colors like the Padres or the A's, obviously.
Mm-hmm. A's have the best alternate logo in the game, in my opinion. The elephant.
Logo? Yeah.
Elephant's dope.
Mm-hmm. Pick is
It
in
looks
for the
like
Braves.
Ryan Cusick to the Braves here.
All right.
Hey, Ty Madden to Oakland sounds nice. The price is right, if you ask me. Wait till we thought out of the 23 first picks, Michael McGreevy, by far. I mean, do we even need to have this conversation? He's the best player available. No, I'm kidding. I think Khalil Watson's the best player.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. I like Watson, but I love Michael McGreevy.
That
I'm
Henry
on
Davis
board
guy
now.
looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What will his catcher ERA be though, Ethan?
It is Ryan Cusick.
When Mitch Keller still has ungodly great peripherals, but terrible like actual stats.
Well, he'll be the Pirates' 5th starter by then, so that's fine. Quinn Priester, Rowanzi Contreras.
What's like Priester's odds of like genuinely like doing two-way? No? That'd be fun. Oakland draft tendency upside. Yeah, that's what everyone does in the draft. How is that something you write down for how their draft tendency? What? Draft tendencies. Players that they think will be good.
They couldn't come up with anything better than that.
What's the SpongeBob clip where it's like, write that down?
Yeah. I mean, the trend really is college arms. I mean, the only really trend I would say they have is college arms. Yeah, in the first round, they don't really draft high school pitchers.
Ethan, give me a prediction. What'll turn her into a shambolic state? What'll turn Callie in just the worst mood of the night? If
Judd Fabian.
Okay, I was gonna say Ethan. Any other?
And then he's gonna replace Chad Pinder. There it is.
Oh man, I'm most curious. I think remaining pick, for Minnesota. I think.
Draft backs Muncie and redeem ourselves. We will let one slip through. We can't let another.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, this is a funny concept to think that like teams would be like, not again. Because I
mean, I think that was what played into the pick of Austin Beck. He was a physical guy. He was a physical high schooler who there were questions about the competition he faced and just his general abilities outside of his physical stuff.
Mm.
I think that was their example of not letting the same thing happen to them. Because they passed on him before, but when Trout was drafted. But I mean, it wasn't a bad pick. They chose Sonny Gray, who was a big part of their playoff runs and was their ace for a good couple of years.
I'll just be so sad if Oakland moves, like truly, like devastated.
I do think it's a lot of bluffing by the organization to make sure they get a sweetheart deal.
You think?
Yeah,
they're meeting.
I think that's part of the bluff.
Vegas doesn't play around though when they want a team. They're quick. I don't know. Ethan, it's funny because the Pirates, for some reason, at OOTP are like they move more than other teams, but I'm glad to know that IRL nutting is way too cheap to actually pay for a move.
Mm-hmm. I would be so bummed if they did too.
It just doesn't make any sense to. It's such a good sports city. Like the reason attendance is low is because your team is effing miserable, man. Like you need they honestly could have gone the Royals route. And I think that it would have gone a long way towards the fan base. I mean, obviously you're a fan, so maybe you can speak on this, but I really thought, I'm like, why would they not try to just do we'll bring in players that are cheap, but at least like Carlos Santana is fun to watch. You know what I mean? Just players that even if they don't play incredibly well and your team, they're going to pick within the top 6, top 5, but at the very least, it's oh man, let's get a guy that can hit a 480-foot home run or something.
Mm-hmm. All right. There are rumors that Oakland is in on Max Muncy.
They're more than in. They are they have consummated the Max Muncy pick.
All right. Okay.
I like his swing. High Sox. High Sox.
He is from Oakland, he is from California. I don't remember if he's from Oakland specifically, but
where's Thousand Oaks High School? You know where that is?
No.
Thousand Oaks is a city in California. It is 40 miles from LA and 15 miles from Woodland Hills.
All right. It's South California, not central.
I can tell you how far it is. We'll pop it into Google Maps right here. Oakland to Thousand Oaks, California is about a 5-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad though.
It's closer to Los Angeles for sure, which is what I was saying, which is my point.
Play to save that Detroit stunk from the team has moved to Columbus as the Columbus Big Stick. Oh, that's nasty. Kelly, I was going to ask, do you think you could recreate the Californians SNL bit with how Max Muncy will have to drive to get to his new home in Oakland?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
That's an all-time SNL bit. It's Bill Hader and Fred Armisen. It's very funny. They intentionally overdo a SoCal accent. They dial it up to 900 and it's a fake soap opera, but the entire bit is their dialogue is just 90% of it is taken up by naming highways and how to drive places. It's very funny. I
can get that behind that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Let me just check the A's Discord to see how they're reacting to this.
Madden is definitely falling to Tampa Bay or the Dodgers. Good God, I'm terrified. Ty Madden, Cy Young, lock it in. I'm honestly, if Minnesota doesn't take him right now, though, but I trust Tyler's knowledge.
They're also making the jokes that that we drafted another Max Muncy. I mean, the only really good shortstop in our system is Nick Allen, and he's really only And he's really only a top prospect because of his defense. There's a lot of questions over his hitting ability. Questions I also have. I don't think he'll ever be able to contribute offensively at the major league level just because he has such little power. I also don't think that his contact ability is going to be good enough to surpass it or even hit at an above average rate. I think he's purely a glove, and I'm a little worried about his viability at the major league level, honestly. So, another shortstop. Okay.
Imagine if the Dodgers draft Max Muncy and trade for Will Smith. That would have been funny. Wow. Remember when the Twins were 12 games over 500? That sounds like a fever dream. Yeah, here's the thing. We can dunk on them all they want, but as ESPN just put it, they got top 5 farm systems. So dang, Tyler is our draft guru himself saying not a fan of it. I was never with the McGreevy first round buzz.
Well, McGreevy or Muncy?
McGreevy with the Cardinals.
Right.
Because I said it's a very Cardinals pick to take that kind of prospect. But people said, you know what? People said the same thing about Dylan Carlson, that the Cardinals reached when they took him at 33, and here we are today. I'm getting a local Iowa commercial right now for a senior home, and it's exactly how you'd expect a local commercial to be made. But it's just very funny because everyone's way too close to the camera. Call Tammy, guys. I'm not going to say the number because it feels like doxing, even though it's a business. But
yeah,
nothing like a good local ad where they give you literally the name of the person you call for the business. Actually, guys, want to know are they on YouTube? I'm going to plug local commercials right now if I can find if they're on YouTube. If you guys want a hilarious a bowling alley in Iowa City called Colonial Lanes used to go on public access TV and local cable. And their commercials are like sketch comedy bits.
Are you talking about Kids in the Hall?
No, I'm talking about there's a bowling alley in Iowa City where the University of Iowa is, and their commercials are literally they do sketch comedy. It's so weird. Mm-hmm. One time they had their bowling managers, a 70-year-old man in the Princess Leia bikini costume, bowling. And they were like, come on down for costume night. And they were it was just so weird. They just truly don't. They're truly very
if I remember correctly, Max Muncy was an Arkansas Razorbacks commit, which is funny because I'm also a Razorbacks fan.
Yeah, stuff is definitely similar to George Kirby, but he never popped for me. Cardinals prospects are never interesting, so I can't name a time that I've been other than Dylan Carlson, actually, I take that back. Chase Petty. All right. I just can't. I don't know. I get Tyler's point, but can you ever think I can't remember a recent draft where the Cardinals took someone where I was like, oh man, crazy tools. I was always like, okay. It sounds like I'm in an emotionally abusive relationship with my baseball team, which I guess is somewhat true.
I would kill to be in your position, though.
Yeah,
honestly.
Ethan, I'm always. That's the thing. My sports fandom, the Pacers never rebuild because they're literally too small of a market to afford to be able to do that. The fan base just expects winning basketball. I'm a Colts fan. So my entire life, it's been one franchise QB after another, and we've got.
You run them both out of town. Chase Petty.
We didn't run Manning out of town. He almost had to retire.
Checking back in on the draft, it looks like the Twins drafted Chase Petty.
Yeah. Oh, did I cut
Darn.
out?
Oh, I don't remember hearing you about it, but
Okay. I
might have just been lost in talking about Max Muncy with some other people.
Lost in the Max Muncy sauce. Callie is officially lost in the Max Muncy sauce. No, I don't know. Like, so, and like Ethan, I'm a Blues fan, so like that's like my only real team I've ever had to like deal with a genuine rebuild with. Mm-hmm. So like, part of me is curious. Like, in the Iowa football is always like consistently like fine, like pretty good. So like, I don't know. It's a very spoiled position, but I'm like, I almost want to know what a rebuild is like a true. Mm-hmm. I've literally never had to deal with one, like ever in any sport. And it's just like the culture really bad for 1 year. And then it was like, well, not anymore. I don't know. I get why I get it. I'm not trying to like, it's very spoiled. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be in your position. I want like one rebuild. Give me one. Cause I know the front office works hard for the Cardinals, but it doesn't feel like it because they don't, there's never like, it never feels like work has to be done. It's like, oh, we lost a random 2-war player. Well, magically we have a 28-year-old who's going to do the same thing. It's like, okay. No commercial will beat Jones Barbecue and
my
foot
brother
massage.
Right there.
My most recent Twitter follower has just said that is unbeatable.
I'm gonna punch him for that though. That's just a stupid thing to just barge in and say.
No, that's a great.
He's right though. He's absolutely right though.
It's fantastic. You can't. Will Taylor's still on the board. We know the Padres aren't taking him. Wait, who picks 30?
Let me check.
The Reds.
Who doesn't have
the Astros?
Yeah, Reds pick 30. Compensation for Trevor Bauer.
Yikes. Looking at our scout potential here. Yikes, 35 grade command.
Oof.
Woof.
Draft tendency, what their eyes tell them, and upside.
That is just, oh God. Padres. Look at that key additions for the Padres offseason. Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, Joe Musgrove. Good Lord. They didn't even put Mike Clevenger on that. Like,
technically, he was middle of last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Still, Jesus Christ. That's just a starting rotation. Like, their addition, the people they've traded for in the last 12 months, plus literally, like, I don't even know who. Like, Rick Porcello off the street, that's like a top half rotation in baseball easily. Like, and the fact that you're adding a fifth guy out of nowhere, like Edison Volquez, like the corpse of Edison Volquez.
Yep. Pirates legend Edison Volquez
would manage to go like on that team, manage to have like a sub 4, like 8 ERA somehow. Don't know how that would happen, but
Ty Madden's still on the board, which is crazy.
Tampa Bay.
I want to see when do the A's pick in the second round?
Should be
They pick
49?
60th overall. 60th overall is what I'm seeing. Let me look. 49 is the Phillies.
Oh, I'm forgetting supplemental or like never mind.
Yeah,
I forgot that. Yeah, competitive bounce.
So yeah, 60th. I don't think that Christian Franklin's going to be on the board. Unfortunately, when we get there.
Yeah, I don't know. Pirates, Castro. Who hit 2 homers for you today?
Rodolfo Castro. Rodolfo Castro is the man. He has 3 major league hits and they're all home runs.
First road win when trailing by 5 runs since July 3rd, 2005. Yeah, that's hard to do though. That makes it seem like that's kind of punching down on the Pirates for that. Like, like you're losing by 5 runs on the road. Like, Actually, you want to talk about saltiness? That I hate to pick on Christian again, but he like retweeted something about someone was like, "Oh yeah, Pujols didn't actually add any win probability with both the home runs he hit last night," and I'm like, "Yeah, he still hit 2 home runs though. Like who cares?" If they were losing 15-0 when he hit those home runs and 22-0 when he or 22-1 when he hit those home runs, like still probably wouldn't have moved the needle that much, but huh?
What happened?
Whomst?
Who
Who is this person?
Oh, there's iPhone footage right there for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this name before.
I mean, I've seen the name because I've done research, but
My stream froze.
it's Jackson Merrill, who's like
Oh.
low on my list.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him either. I've heard the name, but I know nothing about him.
Like I thought he was going like round 3. Wow. What other people got him listed as? I thought he was like a round 3 talent. Like early.
I'm checking Baseball America now.
Like, dude, I thought I had him like as maybe a top 75 player. Like maybe at best, like 75. MLB Pipeline has him at 79. Can you guys name the 2 high school position players from Maryland that have been drafted this century? There's no way you can. It's Troy Stokes Jr. and Matt McPherson.
Pirates legend
Matt
Troy
McPherson.
Stokes Jr.
Oh, I thought McPherson played for them. I might be misremembering because he's such a no-name.
All right, Baseball America had Jackson Merrill, 101.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's fourth. They had him as a 4th round talent. Yeah, Baseball America up. Hey, Ethan, where's Drew Gray on Baseball America? Because he's like 175, I think, on MLB.
Oh my lord.
This is just me. This is my bias kicking in again.
Ezra Fisher asks, do you have any guesses as to why Ty Madden is falling so far? My thoughts are either health or just slot money stuff.
He's destined to go to the Pirates at 37.
Because
it's 130, Drew Gray, 130.
130? Hey, all right.
Because it's not like Madden has any major concerns when it comes to like velocity or control or braking stuff. I mean, like he doesn't really have like a weakness. All of his stuff seems to be consensusly pretty good.
Yeah, he did go to Texas though, which means he's annoying. So there is that going against him. Yeah, I'm not seeing like any super bad concerns with him. Is it that he added weight and stuff? Added 35 pounds in college, improved his pitches, repeat his delivery more consistently. Are they worried that? Because like I don't get, because that wouldn't be a worry. Because I was like, I knew he added weight, but I'm like, that's a good. It sounds like it's been a good thing, not a bad thing. Manfred boot at draft. Shocker. Max Muncy walked it off for the Dodgers this evening.
Yeah.
Doesn't he know
What
he
a
got
big day for Max Muncy.
Yeah. Hit a walk-off home run
Pete,
and got drafted.
Tampa Bay, please take Ty Madden. Now I'm like rooting for him to get taken by
Fall to the A's. Fall to the A's. Fall to the A's.
that would be the story.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'd say the biggest, if Ty Madden does not get taken in the first round,
Yeah,
that is the biggest story of the first round. Because I thought he was a top, like I thought he wouldn't be available when the Cardinals picked. So that to me is what I think biggest storyline is.
Do you think somebody takes Jaden Hill today?
Someone has updated Ty Madden's Wikipedia page. The top line is for some unknown reason he was not drafted by the New York Yankees. Jeez. Sox and Yankees versus everybody for real. Oh, good God. I hate Red Sox fans with a passion. Tampa Bay. This is the thing, is Tampa is going to do this where we're all going to go, who? And then they're going to win reliever of the year in 4 years. So, or they're going to draft another Brandon Lau, Joey Wendell, insert 19 other names of players that they have that will randomly play 400 positions that will win rookie of the year.
All right, I got the Rays pick, and it's not Ty Madden.
Yeah,
it's not Ty Madden?
Nope.
Was I more correct in that it's someone we're going to go, who?
Perhaps.
I
think you'll be on board, though, Carson.
I don't know what that means. Wait, what? What do you mean? Where's the Drewski clip? What do you mean by that? On board.
Unless I'm just being lied to.
9 home runs by first baseman since 2020. Only team with fewer than 15. Well, because G-Man Choi doesn't play enough. That's why. I love G-Man Choi with all my heart. G-Man Choi, that's a glue guy. That's what G-Man Choi is, in my opinion. G-Man Choi, that's a locker room guy. That's a guy that I would pay league minimum to be on the Cardinals in a heartbeat. Are you guys also equally unsettled by Boss Baby being voiced by Alec Baldwin? It makes me uncomfy.
Yeah. I just still don't know what to think of the Max Muncy pick. I mean, it makes sense because the A's position player depth is bad, but also they're not good. They're not really good at developing position players. They're much better at developing pitchers. Well, let me revert back to what I said earlier. The draft isn't major for the A's because their success is more from their ability to identify players in other systems that are good and can be successful with them. So I should not be stressing over this ton.
Please, commercial break. Come on back. Oh, maybe Ethan is saying that because we're talking about a high Sox man. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Tampa Bay, keeping us on our toes with these commercial breaks too. Come on now. Dang, Detroit is going. Detroit's ready to burn that stadium down. Oh my God. Step 1, put Al Avila in a cannon. Step 2, light said cannon on fire. Step 3, send Al Avila to the sun.
Yeah.
It's a little harsh now, don't you think?
Avila obviously fell in love with his draft board and locked into one guy, regardless of who may fall to him. Stupid, short-sighted, sophomoric thinking.
Wow. That's the guy you said was going to go number 1.
Because this is why I thought they would do it. Is I thought that they would take a pitcher, and I thought that they would take the guy that is, I think, as equally talented as Leiter or Rocker, but the guy that, like, I think there's going to be pressure on Rocker and Leiter to succeed right away and to rise quickly. And Job is the long-term, like, we don't need you to be good for 4 or 5 years guy. So that's why I thought it made sense for the Pirates. Take the guy that you can develop long-term, won't be a lot of pressure. Like, that's why I thought that made sense, which is why, honestly, the Davis thing was a little, do approve. Will hit 900 career home runs. Carson Williams to the.
They just announced it during the commercials. They didn't even cut the commercials.
Big Nikola Jokic vibes. Just saying. It's not Taco Bell. It's Gatorade, but still.
Let me just check in on Scott to see what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm curious, man, because
he says, I will say, if the Tigers sign Job for way under slot and the rest of our draft is college players that have fallen to us due to teams not wanting to assign said players for slot, I will at least see a semblance of logic. Still not what I would have done. He quote tweeted that saying, if we signed Job for the full slot, I'm not responsible for my actions.
That's my thing, man. Like, I really thought you know what it's going to be? You know what I think it's going to be? Are they really hinging on the AJ Hinch, Carlos Correa relationship? Because that really could be what it is. In that they think they can get Correa. Because who else? Because Seager, I don't want Seager if I'm the Tigers, and I don't want Baez either. Like, Correa's the only shortstop I think that will be affordable and like he's the right price. Like, Story I think will cost more, and Maddox Bruns, makes sense.
Wow. I'm just still surprised that Madden is falling so far.
So I guess, that officially answers our Diamond Digest question, if you ask me, of what the biggest storyline of round 1 is. And it's Ty Madden, not a first-round pick.
Mm-hmm. Well, are we counting the competitive balance round?
I would say no, because they wouldn't have it otherwise. You know what I mean? Hello. Okay. Someone just added me in Discord. What'd I do? I don't like that. It makes me nervous. Are you seeing Correa's numbers in 2021? I am seeing Correa's numbers in 2021. I just think that Trevor Story is going to be more expensive because Trevor Story is going to say, we won, and 2, Story's been healthier, and 3, I think Trevor Story is going to be in the mindset of, I have been on a horrendous team that has mishandled me and mistreated me, and so I want the red carpet laid out, and I would like the crown jewel treatment. Whereas Correa has a ring, and Correa is willing to go, you know what? I think this team is on the precipice of something. I can get paid, and I can be, the face of this franchise. That, I think there's a mindset difference there. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong in that, but that's kind of where I'm sitting. Maybe, I don't know, Callie, Ethan, if you guys feel differently, but that's how I'm reading the tea leaves. I feel like Trevor Story is way more jaded. And the more jaded you are entering free agency, the more expensive you get.
I'm not one to psychoanalyze people I don't know. I will say, I have some Rockies fan friends, and they say that there are reports that the clubhouse atmosphere is better now that Arenado is gone. I don't know how true that is, but that I'm just repeating what I have heard.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to armchair couch this and say, it's Arenado saying, I'm so much better than all of you, and I'm so tired of being that much better than all of you. Please be better, you idiots. That might be what it is.
Maybe.
I also think it could help. I think also because I know that all of the Cardinals locker room issues this year stem from the fact that the hitters and the Jeff Albert needs to get fired, by the way. I like and tweet about it enough, but I need to say it on camera as well. Jeff Albert, you are bad at your job, and I'm sorry, but you need to go, sir. I think that it also maybe helps that Nolan got put in an environment where it's like you're maybe the best player, but you're not the most vocal person in the locker room. I think that's also maybe helpful. Plus, I know he and Paul Goldschmidt are also like super tight, apparently. So maybe Paul Goldschmidt being like the super quiet person that's also his friend can kind of be like, hey, shh, like, we're going to be okay. It's all right. We're going to be okay, buddy.
Uh-huh. Dude, I can't wait for this to be over. I hadn't eaten prior to this, and I'm very hungry.
I haven't either. Just need to get it done before Taco Bell closes. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, Taco Bell closes around you?
Yeah, at midnight.
What?
Yep.
That's a sham. When's Taco Bell close on me right now? I bet it's 3 a.m. Taco Bell closes at 2 a.m. The weekly hours here. Let me drop this down. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. every day except Friday, Saturday. It's 3.
Ridiculous.
Hey man, big state U college town. You cannot beat when food places close. Like every time I go back home, I remember being like, I'm like it's 11:40. Like why is everything closed? And I'm like because I'm like normal people stop eating around this time, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Did they just make up high schools? I'd love that they did that. If it's around like round 18, 19 of the draft, just start making up high schools.
I think that was more likely to happen when they had like 60 rounds.
Like now getting drafted, Ethan Fisher out of Lou Piniella Peace and Tranquility High School. Like,
now getting drafted, Carson Mendler out of the Bobby Cox School of Anger Management.
Oh my god. Oh, that bit is endless. That bit is endless.
Mm-hmm.
The Reds still have 2 more picks tonight.
Graduating from the Nick Castellanos Respect for the Dead High School.
Oh man.
I honestly, man, I would thumb through the obituary every day if I was on Bally Sports Ohio and just I'm sure that Ethel Anderson was a huge Reds fan, and here comes Nick Castellanos, like just like just
but it
thumbing
only
through
worked
paper.
against the Royals. You gotta save it for those Royals games.
That is true. 2021 MLB celebrity softball game. I tweeted this out before, but I'm not exaggerating. I hope JoJo Siwa hits like a 400-foot home run.
Me too.
Like if there's anyone in that game that I'm rooting for, I want to see JoJo hit a bomb.
Exactly.
She's big. Like she's obviously a dancer, so like she's an athlete, but like she is tall. Like
she's well built.
That's what I'm saying.
They should draft her. See if she can play shortstop.
That should have been the Astros punishment, actually, is you have to sign JoJo Siwa at your draft position for full slot value. She also just seems nice.
She does.
This is very off topic. We're in the competitive balance section of the draft. I'll start talking about JoJo Siwa. She seems like a nice person. All right. Maybe get different hairstyle, and so your hair is not as tight, but do what you got to do. This is such the Venn diagram of people that even know generally of what we're talking about is like there's maybe a 1/10 of an inch of overlap right now, but here we are. Who else gets a competitive balance pick? Oh, this is great because Tigers fans are already throwing a hissy fit. If the Tigers, oh my God, wait, is there Tigers take Ty Madden. They're just trying to round out the rotation. That's all they're trying to do.
and fill out the bullpen.
Yeah, exactly. They'll take Kevin Kopps in round 2.
There's 7 picks left. Good Lord. It's gonna
Reds
be...
have taken a man who wears high socks. He's on base, looking like he's about ready to run. Jay Allen. Florida talent. Wears an arm sleeve. Wears number 5. That's my lucky number. That's good.
That's not high socks, though.
He had him in one of the clips they showed. Because they're not over the pants. He had him when he was on base. I thought these were in high socks when they showed it. Oh, and the feed cut out. Nice. Not for us. Don't worry, guys. Diamond Digest never has stream cutouts, actually. That's what we're known for.
That's never happened, ever.
It's never happened to us.
Known for our technical prowess.
We are, yeah. Well, they're considering the fact that I can count on one hand the amount of people that have laptops that won't sound like an airplane taking off if we even run a stream. Why am I getting dotted in chat right now? Literally no clue. John called Peyton a Cardinals fan, which we know is not the case because Peyton said Yankees versus Sox. Yankees and Sox, everyone. Whatever. Red Sox fans, we beat you twice in the World Series. And you have less rings than us, so get to stepping, buddy. Also, the Yankees won them when, like, I don't know. I almost said baseball doesn't count, but then that would discredit Stan Musial's career, so. Unreal. 25 grade power presently. How do you have 25 grade power? Like, technically anyone that's played high school baseball has to have it. Like, if you're scouting
No,
someone.
20 grade power is a thing.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, you don't give someone a 15.
Unless they've never worn high socks.
Yes.
It is relative to, like, people that get drafted, so.
Carson, how do you feel about J-Roy calling you a bad take machine?
You know what? Hold on. Give me about 10 seconds here. I don't have words. I'm just laughing right now. What a bozo.
Bozo, man.
A bad take machine. Like me when I say like Yachty will be a Hall of Famer, I say that because I know boomers will vote him in. Like I say that
Joe
as
Mack to the Marlins.
God, they're having the best draft by far right now. They are. I mean, obviously, only one team has picked twice, but like they have made the right pick both times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Lord. What a bozo, dude. I'm trying not to swear on stream, so I'm like trying to Joe Biden this man right now. Like I'm using like Joe
what was
Biden.
The stupid thing that Garrett Cole said?
Oh, for Pete's sake.
For Pete's sake.
Like I don't even have to listen to J-Roy on This Week in Baseball to know. Like I got ample content. I can just make fun of him over. Like, oh Lord in heaven. Oh God. Oh, there's so many things I want to say right now. Like, yeah? Keep telling me how Zach Eflin's a good starting pitcher, you clown. Like no, dude, Alec Boehm is good. Like let me pull up Alec Boehm.
I had to listen to him all last year saying Alec Boehm was going to be better than Ke'Bryan Hayes.
Oh, good God. No, glove alone. Ke'Bryan Hayes could hit 245, and I'd rather have Ke'Bryan Hayes. Like, that was Ke'Bryan Hayes' like floor was like 240 with gold glove defense. And I'm like, I will rather have that than a guy that hits 260. That is quite literally one of the worst defenders I've ever seen. I have watched multiple years of Matt Carpenter play third base, and Alec Boehm might be worse. Alec Boehm might be a worse defender. It might be. Like, I'm just like, Matthew Penn is defending me right now. Matthew Penn is defending me right now.
Matthew Penn.
Hold that L, brother. Like, oh my God, I'm in shambles. I am in shambles right now. I can't even think. I don't even care what the Tigers take at this point. Oh Christ. Yeah, Alec Boehm with his 7% walk rate right now, dude. His 77 WRC plus. Harrison Bader has a 95. Harrison Bader is a better hitter. Harrison Bader walks more and strikes out less. Oh my God. He's got a WAR of 0. Oh my. His batting and base running combined, his offense on Fangraphs is negative 10.6. How is that possible? Oh my God.
I mean, no wonder Jerry likes him. He's the new Ryan Howard.
No,
because Ryan Howard at least could hit a little.
Yeah, Ryan Howard could. Yeah. Oh my good Lord. Get out of here. Find me his. Let's go over to his fielding. Let's really get into this. Who's ready for a good chuckle, gang? Let's get into this.
I'm too tired to laugh, but I'm enjoying this very much.
This is listen, like, let's see. We'll go to.
Why is there tennis on my TV?
Scott Van Pelt. Did it change? Did they turn the draft off? There's no way. Or this is a random highlight. Oh no, it's just Scott Van Pelt. Best thing I saw. Djokovic won his 6th. Alec Boehm currently has 11 errors at third base right now.
How many
a fielding percentage of 945. His DRS is negative 12.
No.
Negative 12. I'm pulling up Matt Carpenter's defensive stats right now. I'm going to pull up Matt Carpenter's defensive stats right now. Read them and weep, you bum. I don't want to ever hear that bad take machine. Like, I at the very least have it's
Alcides Escobar is a full win more than Alec Boehm this year. Alcides Escobar.
Matt Carpenter has a higher WRC plus than Alec Boehm. Matt Carpenter in the year of our Lord 2021 has a WRC plus 10 points higher and has a positive WAR. Oh my God. You should feel bad. I like, keep my name out of your mouth. You buffoon.
You know who also has a higher WRC plus? Chad Pinder.
Let's go, Chad Pinder. You know what? Let's make that a segment on Sunday Night Watch Party. Does this player have a higher WRC plus than Alec Boehm? Because the answer is always yes. The answer is always yes.
Wait, I was wrong. I was wrong. He has a 76 WRC plus.
Oh, okay. I mean, did he go 1 for 4 today? Because then I bet it's the same.
He's injured.
Oh, okay. Well, then it can't go down. Matt Carpenter advanced fielding. Matt Carpenter this season has -7 DRS. So he is almost twice as good of a defender as Alec Boehm. You should feel bad. Matt Carpenter's DRS total for his career is -21. Alec Boehm in 2 seasons of starting, which includes the 2021 abbreviated season, is -18.
Tie Madden to the Tigers.
All right.
I called it. There's no way.
Man, I'm very excited to see Scott's reaction. I do like how the MLB Draft Twitter account is tagging Dove Men's Care on all of their draft posts.
This is unreal. They actually just turned it off on ESPN. That's so funny. Maybe they only were going to cover actual first round, I guess, because technically it's not.
All right, Scott's open to Ty Madden.
Yeah, Ty Madden makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Ty Madden is Like Ty Madden's a guy that's gonna need like only a couple years of development. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense.
I'm very interested to hear what the response to why he fell so far is.
Wow, Alec Boehm, negative 18 DRS. Terrible. Negative error runs above average, negative UZR, negative UZR 150. You're
Let
bad
me
at
look
your
at this
job.
outs above average.
You're bad at your job. You're bad at your job and you shouldn't be playing. He's bad. I would simply not play him every single day. Oh, wait, they literally do. No, it's okay because they've got a good defender at shortstop in Didi Gregorius. Oh, wait. Well, no, but they have a good second baseman in Scott Kingery. Oh, wait, no, he's a horrendous bust and is terrible. Well, it's okay because like Reese Hoskins is a good defender. I don't know, he's also bad too. No, it's okay because we're paying JT Realmuto $300 million or whatever it is, and he's 32 already.
It's okay. It's okay. Mickey Marniak's a good defender.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, and for the Iron Pigs or whatever their terrible minor league team is. God. They don't even have a fun non-related name. Like the Cardinals are lazy with their minor league team names, but like, ugh, that one's just bad. Ridiculous. No, it's okay because at least Spencer Howard's like a good like mid to like front line. Oh no, he's not starting at the major league level either.
Seriously though, Mick Abel's an exciting prospect.
Mick Abel is a good exciting prospect. My point being is I don't ever want to hear a Phillies fan degrade the Cardinals over literally anything. So I'd rather have Yadier Molina for this season and next, probably, than for the remainder of JT's contract. Because Real Muto, that decline is coming.
You're crazy.
Do you think Real Muto's gonna be that good at like 36? He's not gonna be $25 million a year good.
You're not paying him for his production when he's 36 or 37.
But
you're paying him for what he does from when he is 30 to 34.
They're gonna though. Like I don't think he'll be that good at 34.
Yeah, this is the thing with free agents. You always have to pay them more than how they're going to be worth over the course of the contract.
I know. I just simply would not have, given the fact they haven't had a winning season since 2011 when Chris Carpenter made Roy Halladay look like trash. Just kidding. He didn't. That was an all-time playoff game. But Chris Carpenter is absolute money in the postseason. So
I was 7 years old in 2011. I was 7 years old the last time.
Dude, I was 12. I was 12 when that happened.
What year? 2011.
Yeah. That game 5 was awesome.
I didn't even watch that. I didn't even watch the game. I didn't follow baseball outside of the A's, and even then I barely followed the A's because I was just so young.
Yeah. J-Roy I'll take no garbage from. It's a poverty franchise. That is actually the worst franchise to get drafted to because Dave Dombrowski's never going to give you a real chance. He'll trade you somewhere. Like, people can be like, oh, the Pirates ownership is cheap and all that. I'm like, yeah, but they like have had a winning record in the last like 3 years. So, or was it 4?
2018 was the last one.
Yeah. So. Like, I was in college still when they had, like, the last time they had a winning record. I had braces when the last time the Phillies had a winning team.
Oof.
Yeah. Barack Obama was in term 1 of his presidency. Like, there's so much. Like,
the Brewers select Tyler Black with the 33rd overall pick.
Not bad. Not a bad pick.
Dude, I'm so tired. It's gonna be like 10:30 when this ends.
Dude, what? No way. It's not even 10 yet here. You're West Coast.
I'm in. We're both in Central Time. Never mind.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
I thought you were West Coast.
I literally told you I'm an Arkansas fan. Why would you think I was an Arkansas fan if I lived on the West Coast?
I don't know. Some people are just like college fans of different baseball teams. I don't know. It happens. I don't know. It could happen. Like, I never really had a college baseball like fandom until I went to Iowa. But like, I could have picked like a college team to like root for, but I didn't. I don't know.
No, the reason I root for Arkansas is because I'm from the state, or I live in the state. I was born in California. I live in Arkansas.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Carson, I just got a text from my brother. I'm reading this straight up. This Carson dude might not say the brightest things, but he's funny AF.
Yeah. I'm out here to have fun. Like, I don't want anyone to watch this thinking that I'm like a well-researched like expert in my field. All right. Like, it's objectively funny because I'm on the old end of the Diamond Digest staff at 22. And also just like statistically, like y'all shit on like batting average. And I'm like, yeah, but I like when somebody hits 300. Like I have like, I've still got that. Like, and some of it's literally just like generational. Like David Eckstein, shout out Scott Bentley. David Eckstein is one of my favorite players of all time. And like be batting average king. Like he just hit 300. Like I love a guy like that. And so it's just funny because like people will challenge me with like, it's just funny being in these broadcasts sometimes. People be like, I like you can dunk on me for if I use RBI or something, but I'm always like, there's just some stats I use and I'm like, come on, man. Like if you had a high batting average, you're probably a good player. If you can sustain that. Like I get that it's not the only means of talent evaluation, but like, so yes, to answer your question, yeah, I am for sure not the smartest person. There are plenty of people here that have like, STEM degrees that know much more about the world than I do of baseball, like analytically. I'm here because I'm funny and I don't know. I'm not just a punching bag. People make fun of the Cardinals. I can throw it back though. Like J-Roy, for example, trying to come to me with that bad take machine. There's a reason we know I'm on camera more than he is. All right. It's because his takes are way worse.
He's been completely absent from banter since he said that too.
Yeah, of course he has, because the second his thumb lifted, the second that his grubby little mitt left the screen, I guarantee you that man questioned every single. We're talking about J-Roy Payton. The second his grubby little thumb lifted off the send button, he was like, "Oh no." Because he tried to dunk on Matthew for the amount of L's that he was taking. I saw that and I was like, I'm in that bottom 25% of person that can't make fun of somebody else for getting dunked on for saying something dumb. I'm like, you're in that boat too, J-Roy. Don't risk it. I'm like, that's playing with fire. That is playing with fire.
I mean, this is what J-Roy does. He's a social arsonist. He starts fires and then runs away.
Unreal. Pirates legend Mike Morse.
So Cooper Kinney was taken by Tampa Bay with the 34th overall pick.
That sounds like a Rays player, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always find that funny how like some franchises just have like names. Like I always feel like Baltimore's got a junior somewhere on the roster. I don't know. It's a very random take I just had, but I always feel like, I don't know, some franchise, like, why do you always have guys like juniors or like the thirds or something? Like something really random. Also, Ethan, I know D's been looking good for you.
Strange Gordon.
I can't wait for him to get a cup of coffee with the Cardinals in like September so he can complete the
whole NL Central.
Yeah, he gets all the Infinity Stones.
He's gonna play second base for the Pirates after they trade Frazier, and then he's gonna hit 120 and get DFA'd.
And then the Cardinals will pick him up because Matt Carpenter will go on the IL and we'll 60-day him like we did with Martinez. That ruled.
Did we talk about Joe Mack being drafted?
We did, yes. Yeah, J-Roy really hasn't said anything, huh?
We down to the last pick.
Last, I thought there were like two more.
Yeah, this is the last one, the Twins.
Oh, who did Cincinnati draft?
Matthew Nelson.
All right.
What a name. What a guy we went to high school with.
Matthew spelled Matheu.
Mathieu? Mathieu. Matt. That sounds like I literally would say bless you.
Mathieu.
That's literally just that is literally no, hear me out. I'm a fake sneezer now. That's literally that is exactly how I would spell that.
Give my compliments to Chef Mathieu.
Yeah.
You can tell we've been live for 3.5 hours.
Yeah. That's why your brother thinks I'm actually funny. He's been watching us for 3.5 hours. I've just Stockholm.
He said he hopped on at pick 10.
So. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he heard. Yeah, he heard me get it.
He's a trooper.
Yeah.
Didn't Tyler say he'd be back to join us? Where is he?
He said at the end, so I'm assuming.
Well, this is the end. The Twins pick is in.
And there we go.
Thank the Lord, I'm so hungry. I thought this would take 2 hours at most.
Yeah, yeah. Brutal.
3 hours, almost 3 hours and 40 minutes, or a minute away from it being 3 hours 40 minutes.
Hey, it's the beautiful game.
Mhm.
Not I did not expect here for 4 hours either. Yeah, Peyton, it's worse for you, dude. You can't even make awful jokes like I get to. I'm still not over this. I'm on the warpath with J-Roy. Come at me. Come at me with your takes, buddy.
They're doing the wave at the draft.
I mean, it's
that
the
should be
a
illegal.
balance round. I mean, gotta find
It's
someone.
Noah Miller for the Twins.
Noah Miller. All right.
Noah Miller. Oh, we better VC later. That's what we should do. Get my proper. I'll just go like year by year, position by position. Go after him. Oh my God. That's also not true. I'm going to take back what I said. I would definitely rather have JT Realmuto. I was just on one when I said that. Let me make that clear.
All right.
I was just very much feeling angsty. That is definitely not true. I'd much rather have JT Realmuto hitting fifth for us.
All right, so let's get some closing thoughts on the draft now. Pickett, what do we think is the steal of the draft?
Ty Madden.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Time. I don't hate Ty Madden as a steal, but I don't know if it's a steal so much as making up for the mistake of pick 3.
Yeah, that's the thing. If we're talking about combined value of the draft, I think
Yes.
that
The
Kumar
Marlins.
Rocker at 10.
Easily.
Kumar Rocker at 10's nice.
I think the Angels are gonna come to regret that.
No, I also like Sam Bachman, but Rocker in New York, I actually think that's going to be really something to watch.
I think so too. Who do we think missed out the most?
Phillies, I think, with Andrew Painter.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't want to seem like I was continuing the punch down, but I think Philly doinked it. I think Philly and the Angels doinked it the most. I really would have taken Rocker at 9 just because.
I think that you could have gone either way. I don't think Sam Bachman, even with Kumar on the board, is a bad pick.
I don't know if it's a bad pick, but I think I just like one just has more of the resume that I like the resume better. And if you're the Angels, I don't know, you're trying to win now, you know? Like I want the guy that seems fast. Like Rocker seems like the quickest guy that'll get called up. And I don't know, like that's what they need. They need a guy that can contribute sooner rather than later. So
but with like Reed Detmers rising through the minor leagues, is it really that key?
Outside of like Dylan Bundy, I don't know if there's literally anyone in that starting rotation that I am confident in that I would want on my team next year. So I don't know. I guess yes is my answer.
We talked about Rocker. We talked about Ty and Madden. We didn't mention Watson, Khalil Watson at 16 for the Marlins, which is very nice.
Steal the draft so far, in my opinion. Other than, I guess you could say Madden, but like I said, there's context with that. The Marlins, that was no brainer.
Mm-hmm.
That was a team.
If another team got Madden, it would be better in relative value.
And I say that it's funny though because if the Rays or the Dodgers had taken Madden, I wouldn't have called it a steal because I'm like, oh, of course they're going to develop a pitcher. So I don't know if I would have considered that, but like,
I still think it would obviously be a steal. Ethan, we haven't heard much of your thoughts
about Watson specifically, or
just general steals and misses.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Angels passed on Kumar, like Carson said. That definitely was a surprise to me.
How's the state of Pirates Twitter though? Because you said I knew it was going to be. I assumed, like you mentioned, that because like you said, I know there's a lot of faith in the GM, so I knew that the takes would be relatively positive of like, okay, if that's who they think it is, then let's rock. So is that how the fan base is reacting, or is it a little more diverse?
As a whole, I think we're doing okay. There's still a couple people who are mad they didn't take a Vandy pitcher, but those people were always going to be there. I'm happy with Henry Davis, and at least the majority of the people I interact with on Pirates Twitter are happy also.
I'm going to trust that you're on the nice, happy, positive side of Pirates Twitter and say that you're in the right on that.
I try to be. I think we're
Callie,
in a good
how you
place.
feeling about the A's pick? I know that you and I both sort of were a little deflated as our number ones / Hail Marys didn't really quite fall to us, but how you feeling?
I mean, I've actually sat on it a bit more. Drafting a pitcher seems like isn't big because I as I said before, the A's haven't drafted any of the pitchers in their current starting rotation, and it's still a really good rotation. So I think that me focusing on a pitcher is a little foolish, and they took a lot of pitchers in last year's draft, which also should have played into my consideration for whether they would have drafted a pitcher. I mean, I don't think you can be upset. I mean, it's so early. There's nothing really to look back on.
True.
And, he's a high schooler, so stuff to project. I mean, it's just that the A's farm system it's really thin in basically every position. So, except for maybe pitcher because of James Caprillion and Dalton Jeffries, that really anything would have been fine.
You'll take what you can get. So from what I'm hearing, no overreactions from us, but 3 Hall of Famers from all of our respective ball clubs. Lock it in first ballot.
Yeah.
Tyler Draft Guru Jennings. To hell with you, I say. Michael McGreevy is the face of the St. Louis Cardinals.
There's one more pick I want to highlight. That's Gavin Williams to Cleveland. I think that's going to be insane watching him develop. I legit think that he could be the next Shane Bieber in that system.
I was going to say, I said during the moment, and I think we all kind of that joke, it's like very Cleveland pick. Took the right guy for the right system. They have the right pieces in place to get maximum output out.
Good control, good secondaries. They're going to improve his fastball. They're going to improve all of his pitches, really, and I think that he's going to be really good. Honestly, if we had to pick one player from this class, from the first round to who will have the best career, I would go with Gavin Williams with Cleveland.
Wow. Ooh. Ethan,
I just think the fit's really good.
I will set the rule for us. We can't pick our own first round picks. Who outside of our own picks do you say?
Brady House.
Brady House? I'll take, I said at the beginning, I've said it the whole way, I'll take Khalil Watson. I'll take Khalil Watson all day. Wish the Cardinals could have.
Remember this in 15, 20 years, and then add us on Twitter when our takes inevitably don't pan out.
Yeah, feel free. Yeah, throw all of us a follow. Our current socials, our website, Twitter, and Instagram are currently all running across the bottom ticker right now. We will be back. I believe we're doing a home run derby stream. So if you want to watch the most beautiful man in baseball, Shohei Ohtani, crush balls to Mars and win the home run derby, bold prediction, feel free to watch that with us. I think we're also doing an all-star game, perhaps. And then I know we're doing our next watch party will be on Thursday. So for everyone, I am Carson Melinder. Once again, thank you to Peyton for running this. Any last words before we head out, team?
In Ben we trust.
In Ben we trust. In John Moe we begrudgingly go along with. and on that note, we'll sign it off, I guess. Peace, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, that's a